guys aware that we almost see no titties in movies anymore, and we only see dicks? Hey, anybody notice this? Yes, I love titties. Big old titties.
Finally, after making the cringy pleb chat wait.
That was incredible. The intro.
Yeah, I didn't edit it. Some guy I know edited it.
I'm gonna steal it and just crop my face into it.
Dude, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful. Yeah, I was at some convention, and we had this giant panel, and I didn't know what to say because I've never done it before. I've never done anything like this before. And I was like, are you guys aware we don't see titties in movies anymore? And everybody started cheering, and I was like, I guess that was the right thing.
Yeah, let's go tits, right? Yeah. Right, chat?
We can all agree that that's what we want, you know? But no, just a small thing. But dude, how you doing? What's up?
I'm doing pretty good. Just finished the video. I'm gonna be relaxing a bit after this. I got Lord of the Rings playing in the background, you know, so
dude, oh my gosh, man. Lord of the Rings, when old Sam like gets shunned by Frodo, and then he has to come back, and then he's like, I can't walk anymore, and he's like, I can carry you, dude. The tears, man. Oh,
there's so many moments like that.
I can see the Shire. I'm like, oh my god.
I can see the Shire,
dude. Okay, so I made my parents watch the Lord of the Rings like when I was like a teenager. I was like, you have to watch this, and my parents were like redneck old people, so they're like, what the hell? So we watched it all the way through, and then we get to the very end where they're on the rocks, and it's just like, I can see the Shire, and he's like, oh, and then like they say all the shit, and then it zooms out, and then it goes to a black screen for like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
I turned it off, and I was like, what'd you guys think? And they're like, what? It's over? And I'm like, yeah.
You fucking trolled them.
Yeah, and then I turned it off. It was fine, but it was hilarious. I enjoyed it.
That's pretty great.
God, I love those movies, man.
Yeah, it's like comfort food for white people.
Yeah, dude. Thank God for that. Thank God we got something. That's something. That's what I tell my friends. I have a Mexican friend. He's always like boasting about his queso and shit. I'm like, Lord of the Rings, what's up?
Yeah, we got Lord of the Rings, man.
You can't beat us. Damn it. They tried to overthrow us with Rings of Power, but they failed.
I never saw that. Was it any good?
No, I didn't watch.
No,
dude. I had like one of my friends like, it's the worst thing I've ever seen. I'm like, well, never watching that. I don't want.
I feel like there's probably something I've seen that's worse.
Oh yeah,
but I haven't seen it.
The Velma show. I heard that was pretty bad.
Yeah, that might be like, from what I saw, that's definitely up there. Like,
I had my buddy It's a Gundam. He came on some show that I was on, and he was covering all of the Velma shit. And he was like, it's the worst thing I've ever seen, man. It's like a train wreck, though. Like, you just gotta keep watching it for some weird ass reason. I don't get it.
Yeah, I remember people were saying like, don't hate watch it. You're just gonna be supporting the show. But like, people don't hate watch something for a long time. They don't rewatch something to hate watch it, right? Yeah. They usually do that once, unless it's something special like The Room or Samurai Cop.
Dude, I was just about to say that. I was like, dude,
unless it's like that, but like that's actually funny to watch, you know?
Dude, so The Room, this is such a weird coincidence. A bunch of my friends coincidentally all moved back to where I live, like in the same period. So they all came to my house. And I was like, so you guys have to watch this movie called The Room. And they're like, okay. And I turn it on, and they're all just like stone-faced staring at this movie for 2 hours as I'm just losing my shit the whole time. Especially at the last scene where he like puts the dress on his crotch, and he's just like, oh, for no reason.
Yeah.
And then he's like, God, forgive me. God, it's so beautiful. And I was laughing so hard. And then it goes off, and they looked at me, and they're like, what just happened? And I'm like, did you guys love it? And they're like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. And I'm like, no, we'll have to watch it again.
Yeah. No, you gotta rewatch it. It's like Donnie Darko. You know, you don't get it the first time you see it.
Yep. God, it was, dude. That's a great movie too. Where the comic he like comes and kills him at the very end and like resets everything. What a great movie. All those. I
watched Donnie Darko like a long ass time ago, and I have no idea what happens in that film. I have no idea what. It's like the most confusing movie I think I've ever seen. but in like a good, intriguing way.
Yeah. I went back and watched a documentary on it to explain exactly what happened. It's like time travel or some shit. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. But I just still enjoy it.
Makes me want to look into it again.
Yep. Just watch the one of those weird YouTube documentary series. I mean, shit.
It only made $7.5 million at the box office. That's crazy. I thought it was like, I mean, I know it has like a cult following, but I thought it was like way more prevalent.
Yeah. The Room made more.
No fucking way. Well, because they put The Room in theaters like 100 times.
It's still like, yeah, they just do. It's almost like a band touring, but they just do it at different theaters. And then Tommy Wiseau's just there, and he's like, "Ah, I'm Tommy Wiseau. How you like my film?" And you're like, "Okay, this is great." I love it. I wanted to go see it. There was like a showing in Atlanta, and I'm pretty close to Atlanta. And I was like, "Man, I want to go meet Tommy Wiseau. He's a weird motherfucker, but I love him. Something about him."
Yeah, he's weirdly lovable.
Yeah, something about him.
He never says anything bad about like another person.
Yeah, he's always great.
If you see his Twitter, he's always like, today's words are inspiration and love. You know, he's just like posting some cheesy shit that you can't help but just like appreciate.
That's what he wrote into his movie. He's like, if the whole world loved each other, the world would be a better place to live. Anyways, how's your second?
He's not wrong, you know. He's not wrong.
No, he should be president. President Tommy Wiseau. He'd be the greatest.
Ronald Reagan and Donald Trump can become president, and so can Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, dude. Even though he's like originally from Poland or whatever the hell he's from.
Unfortunate. Oh yeah, maybe not then.
I feel like they should change that rule. To be fair,
I don't know.
I just want like that most outlandish person that can't speak English to become president. Because then you wouldn't have to worry about nothing.
Yeah, I think you'd have to worry about everything. Actually,
yeah. That's kind of how it is now. I don't understand what anybody's saying half the time. So I'm like, yeah. I'm just gonna avoid it as much as possible.
Yeah, me too.
So you made a video the other day. I say the other day, it was like a week and a half ago, about IShowSpeed, and I watched the whole damn thing from start to finish.
Yeah. Did you guys like it, chat? Did you guys watch it too?
Glorious. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful damn video. And I had no idea. Like I knew IShowSpeed. Look, to be fair, whenever I see one of his new clips on Twitter that's being shared around of him lighting fireworks or some shit and screaming, I don't really get it. I'm like watching this. I'm like, is this like a Gen Z thing? Like, why is people watching this? Because it's just him screaming.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 33.
Yeah, see, I'm 29. So that's kind of like, it is like a generational thing, you know, just kind of like how our parents, they didn't understand shit that we enjoyed or liked.
Yep.
There's like that South Park episode where Randy's like listening to Stan's music and all he hears is like fart noises and you know, so it's kind of like,
I think it starts happening to Stan too at some point. He's like, oh my god. Yeah, see, that's what it's like. And I watched your video, and then there's just, you put clips when he's on the stand and just screaming, and I was like, that's just so damn accurate. Because, and I've talked to my friend Nick about it, and because Nick, he has like a partnership with Rumble. So he's got an official Rumble partnership, and he's
nice
there. And he's like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really get it. I can't, like, it's like watching like a light show and you have epilepsy. That's what it's like. It's just screaming and running and screaming. And then it's like millions and millions of views. I'm like, well, damn. And then everybody in the chat saying, who gonna stop me? Yeah, that was pretty rough.
Right. I mean, it's like, I can't believe I was able to like edit the Chris Hansen part into that and like splice it together. Like I spent far too much time on that video.
Yeah.
And a big part of the reason was it was just like so fun to edit.
Yeah, dude, it was great. Now that's something I can't do though. Like I edited my videos for years, and it got to the point where I wouldn't upload for like a week and a half because I just didn't want to edit. And I would have so much stuff to edit, and I'd be like, I'm just not gonna do that. So
yeah,
I had to get edited.
Dude, I'm kind of like for videos on the main channel, I'm kind of like a perfectionist. Like I there's like very rare times where I've sent a video out to an editor. And like when I do send videos out to an editor, I always go over it myself. So like I go through the timeline in the project and I like micromanage fucking every little thing about it. Yeah. And that does prevent me from uploading as often, but it always results in better videos, I think.
Well, I mean, you're doing great. You're getting like a million freaking pop in every single video. That's like, I got like 3 videos with million, maybe even less. And it's the one.
The last 4 videos did pretty well. I had like a rough spot, and I say rough spot, but that's all relative. Where I don't know, I had like 10 videos in a row that were kind of like like 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Just kind of like on the lower end.
Yeah,
but YouTube's always up and down, up and down.
Dude, it was last August or October or September, man. I was like, I would post a video and it would be 10 out of 10. And it was like that for a month straight. And I was like, man, this is rough.
Yeah, that's rough.
I'm like, I think somebody is not happy with me somewhere, like in the YouTube world. They're like, nah, just screw that guy. He sucks. So that's just what happened. Real quick, Billy Hatcher's yelling at me to read this. He says, now we just need Quantum TV to be a guest and it'll be complete. Shit. He'd just sue me or some shit. He wouldn't even come on. He
doesn't go on to anything. He never talked to anybody. He just kind of like kept this wall in front of everybody. Yeah, even people who are genuinely like yo, can I actually just like get your side of things?
Yeah, and I feel like that would clear the air a lot. But also, he's kind of crazy. I made a video about him, and it got like 100K views in like 2 days. And I was like, well, damn, that was unexpected. And then I was streaming like the next day and talking about the whole quantum thing with you, and your channel getting yeeted and shit. Mm-hmm. And Quantum TV came into the chat. Like you could like
that.
Yeah, you could click on the YouTube studio and go and look at the actual channel, and it was his ass. And he was just like yelling at everybody in the chat and like responding.
Dude, he did that to so many people. It was honestly like commendable because I know he did that to like Boogie and just like every fucking person you could think of who covered it. He like at some point went into their comments section on a video or a live stream and just like was there just talking shit, or talking some nonsense.
Yeah, and like for me, like if I'm gonna go into a comment section or a chat and be like, "You a bitch, I hate you," I would just if somebody invited me on their show to like tell my side, I'd go on the show immediately. I'd be like, "Let's do this." I'm down, which makes me believe he doesn't really actually believe in what he's saying. He's just like,
right. Well, he knows he knew he would get called out on shit and whatnot. That's why he never came on.
That was
anything.
The reason he probably leaned into that so much is because that was probably like his best 2 months of viewership ever. Because I saw his sub count growing, and I'm like, what the hell? Who is subscribing to this guy?
Right? Who is so hyped about the TV reviews?
Yeah, like I remember looking into it because I wasn't really familiar with his content, and he just gives people settings for TVs to make the picture look better.
Wait a minute, this is okay. Sorry, this is bullshit. But so I've been waiting on this like still checking thing, and then I'm like, and then I pull up a new tab, and it's like complete. But the other tab that I have open says still checking, so it's good to go.
Yeah, I think I've done that. I've had YouTube Studio up, and then it'll be like one is saved as a draft, and I'm like, do I just need to F5 this? And then it's like fixed. And I'm like, oh, okay. I wish it would have.
I probably could have saved a bunch of time. Okay. Yeah. I just gotta publish this.
No, go ahead. Burn Infested says both of my favorite YouTubers in the same place. Well, I appreciate that, Burn Infested, even though I don't really do much. But I like put our content side by side, and you'll be like, "What? Who is this redneck man that's like half-assing this?" So yeah, and dude, I when I saw Mudahar's face pop up as the like defense attorney or whatever, I was like, "Oh my god, it's amazing."
Yeah.
Mudahar, man. I emailed him like 6 months ago, and I'm like, "Dude, you should come on my show." And I'm like, "This dude, Mudahar, ain't gonna respond to my dumb ass." He's like,
"Oh, did he?"
No, of course not.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, well, now I email a lot of people, just people that I enjoy watching, and the weirdest thing is, almost everyone came on my show. I was very surprised.
Like, fuck it, why not?
Yeah, the Critical Drinker I love his movie reviews, and his scripts he writes, and he just answered immediately and came on like a week later. I was like, well, that was unexpected. My buddy Gary Nerdrodic came on immediately. I'm like, well, that was unexpected. All these people just came on immediately.
Did you expect me to come?
No.
Awesome.
No,
I'm happy to disappoint you.
Yeah, like because I messaged you like a month ago, and then you just randomly messaged me. You're like, bro, I don't know why I missed this, and I'm like, well, damn, I didn't think you'd come on. Thoroughly Tickled TV CEO says best I can call my
great fucking name. Oh my god.
I love how he's kissing a pickle. What a beautiful man. Didn't something happen to him recently? Like he got arrested or something?
Yeah, he got arrested for domestic abuse or domestic violence or something like that.
Yeah, which leads me to believe. So my theory, and every time I see somebody acting like crazy, my theory is they're acting crazy to garner attention. Like, but
I mean, some people are just genuinely fucking crazy, and they like. You could kind of tell with Quantum, because he would just say shit into the void on like his Facebook page, and like those posts would get like 2 likes or something. So it's kind of like who he was, you know?
Yeah. As soon as I saw the mugshot, I was like, oh, so he's actually crazy. So,
yeah.
You don't get arrested for like domestic violence unless you're
a pretty stand-up guy.
Yeah, like you're pretty impressive if you're slapping bitches around with a backhand, which is totally fine in Alabama. But I don't know where he is. You know, in Alabama you can do that legally. It's actually encouraged. But like anywhere else, no. I'm pretty sure it's illegal. So
yeah, I think it's illegal up here.
Yeah,
they don't let you do that no more.
They don't let you do. That's why the marriage rate is so good in Alabama. That's what you need. It's a positive. That's why we've kept it here. Ironclad. Keep the slaps. You know,
keep the slaps in society. That's what I say.
You respect your partner more. You know, when you can hit them a little bit. So, but
just a little bit.
But the IShowSpeed stuff, man.
Yeah, we can get back to that.
Dude, I had no idea. I had no idea he was copyright, like striking everyone or claiming, and then just keeping their money and
striking some people.
Yeah, I had no idea. I thought, you know, because I heard something about it a while back. So when I watched your video, I was like, oh my God. That's why I was so engrossed in it, because just it got to the point where somebody would just even talk about him, right? And he would just claim
it. Yeah, like Scarce, who's just like covering the story and mentioned him.
Yeah.
There's some crazy shit I know about Thumb Media and the behind the scenes stuff.
Thumb Media.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy. I hope to make one more video on it at some point, but I've gotta wait things out.
Yeah, which is, so I think to myself, like, he's a kid, right? He's like 18 or something.
18, 19, something like that.
Yeah, like when you're 18, 19, you're pretty wild. So that makes a lot of sense to why he'd be so damn wild. But it's like almost no one explained to him what fair use is. Or
what he was doing when he partnered with this company. So it's like, you'd think at the level that he's at, he would have some sort of counsel, or like, God forbid, like 2 parents who, you know, he could go to and be like, hey, mom and dad, this company is asking to do this, this, and this. Do you know anything about it? And they'd be like, you know, or like ask his colleagues or like find out more information about this. But I think on a website for Aegis, which is like a company that I think works with Thumb Media or is affiliated with them in some way, on their website, they have like this pamphlet, and it says in 2022, YouTube copyright claims generated $4 billion for the music industry. And I'm almost certain they used that talking point when they approached him to be like, hey, so we could make you a lot of money. And he's just like, make money and I don't have to do anything? Sign me up, you know?
Yeah, that's free Ferraris, man.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I guess it's kind of like a character thing. Like, even if I was that young, I wouldn't want to like profit off of other people's suffering or like take that away from them, you know?
Yeah, some people don't have that filter though.
Like, yeah, they don't. Some people just fucking like, you know, what like, or like Aiden Ross, who's like, yeah, like there's a clip of Aiden Ross just being like, I hope you guys didn't buy that crypto coin I shielded to you because I got a bag for that. He just straight up is just like, I hope you didn't buy that.
Yeah, and then I saw another video of him saying something about he was encouraging people to report or false report people just over and over and over again. He's like, they just deserve it. Go report them.
Yeah. No, he I included a clip in the video where he's like, this guy deserves to get copyrighted because he's a dick sucker. And and it's like, dude, if you brought that clip into a courtroom, the prosecutor would be licking his lips. Yeah. You know what I mean? You copyright it? What was your reason for copywriting him? Well, he's a dick sucker.
We don't like that.
I don't like him.
He's an asshole, and he sucks the penis. Which
Yeah.
is not. It's frowned upon where I'm from. To be fair.
Yeah, so I guess with like Speed, there's not. I haven't really heard many good defenses for him because like his fanboys, when they like comment on my tweets or the video, it's usually just any number of 6 statements that you can throw at anything, like, oh well, he's 18, so he gets an excuse, or oh, he's just a kid, or you hate black people, or it's any number of just like generic excuses. Or, like, a bag is a bag. Don't tell me you wouldn't do that in your situation. So they don't have any, like, actual defense for him. The only thing I can see people, like, counter-arguing is that, like, well, this is a company that's doing it on behalf of Speed, and he's not directly involved. Which, technically, he's not, but, like, he signed a contract, and he gave rights for his content to this company. And this is what this company is doing, right?
Yeah.
And, after his audience brought it to his attention, he could have done something about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he just ignored it for as long as he could until YouTube told him, "Hey, you have to disclose this. You have to disclose this information." And that's the only reason why he did it. You know what I mean? So it's like it's very revealing about his character, and that's why I was so hard on him, because it's like, dude, you really are a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's like, and you can't hide behind that. Just like be who you are.
It's wild how you can do that kind of stuff. You can just completely scam and be shady as hell, and companies will still just partner with your ass. It's like wild as hell, because I'm pretty sure he got a partnership with someone like Kick or Rumble or something.
Well, there's just like it's hard to enforce consequences on like copyright stuff, because if YouTube makes a statement on something, then it might be expected of them to continue making statements on everything, so that one guy who has a video with 1 view gets copyright claimed, and he submits a dispute, and now YouTube has to have a legal team. You know what I mean? It's just like doing that on such a massive scale for the entire platform is pretty fucking crazy. But I at least think when it comes to like content ID, there should definitely be some kind of punishment or restrictions.
Yeah, dude. I will get an email and it's like, you have a copyright claim, and I'm like, oh damn, and I look at it and it's from some weird unlisted stream from 4 years ago. Every time, and I'm like, what the hell? What
did you do in that?
Yeah, I just, to be honest, I ignore them. Like it would be quite devastating, though. It'd be quite devastating if somehow it, not only with ad revenue, but somehow if you got a copyright claim, they took all your super chats and membership like revenue for the stream. That would be the most devastating shit.
Yeah, that would be rough.
Yeah, because
that would be very rough.
With my channel, that's pretty much my entire like revenue is just live show revenue, because I'm a pleb bitch. So that's that's all I got. So if that was a thing, God, that'd be crazy. Because when I used to get them, like when I first started streaming, I thought that's what it was. I thought they would like take all my revenue, and I was like, but it never did, so it was fine.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
It all worked out in the end.
Bing bang boom. Just don't play a clip of Speed or Aiden Ross in there, and you'll be good.
You'll be perfectly fine. Halo Millennium says Speed and Aiden definitely knew what they were doing. Speed was being ignorant and Aiden was being blunt. Either way, they're both just being pieces of shit. Yeah, and to be fair, it seems like when you're openly a piece of shit, like, Ackman can make a video on you and people will watch it, and people will also think you're a piece of shit. But for some reason, that's it. Then people just keep watching the creators and keep.
Well, it's different audiences and different demographics.
Yep.
Like I have a pretty small portion of my fan base that's in like the 13 to 17 range.
Yeah.
Like the majority of my audience is like 18 to 32 or something. That's like 50%, 60%, something like that. So I'm reaching people that are, similar to us in our age group.
Right.
And people like us don't watch Speed, right? So they're not going to care. And, that's fine. It's like, but I just want to reach like...
Oh, there he is.
Oh, did I freeze?
For just 1 second. Yeah, I was weird.
Oh, but like I what's more important to me is that it reaches like my colleagues and it reaches like my audience and people understand like what's going on. And hopefully I can work to do something about it. Cause I tell you what, man, it's like it. If I were to show and tell you guys some of the stuff that I've seen behind the scenes, like you would just not believe it. You would not believe it. Like the scale of this operation that they have going.
Dude, so that was actually going to be a question that you reminded me. Did you? So it's got like over 1 million views, which is a big deal. What have you heard? Has anyone reached out to you? Have you heard any, like, has there been somebody trying to claim it, or people reaching out to you behind the scenes? God, that's
no.
Wow.
But I think I put some text on screen for the video at one point where Mudahar was saying, like, we had 2 rogue employees that were doing all these copyrights and we promptly fired them, and I put text that said this is what an actual employee told me.
Yeah.
So I did talk to someone before I made the video, and he was basically trying to do like damage control and whatnot, and I was being like polite because I was like, okay, this guy's reaching out to me, you know, he's with Aegis and Thumb Media, and you know, I can respect you know, that unlike Quantum, you know, you're actually trying to talk to the people that are upset about this and trying to fix it.
Yeah.
But then, like, as I started seeing the length of like all the claims and how deep the rabbit hole went, I was like, okay, no, this guy's full of shit. You know, he's full of it.
Yeah.
So
and, that's, dude, it's just wild. It's wild to me that, like you said, they can kind of go unchecked and just keep doing whatever. And I was thinking to myself, it probably won't end well for people like IShowSpeed, because I just feel like, have you seen that TikTok guy? He's in the UK, and all of his like TikToks are him just like robbing people and mugging people and then saying it's a prank. Some kid, he like goes, he like, one of his things is he would go into people's houses. He would just go into their house and like they're eating dinner, and he would just like walk around their house while he's filming himself face camera. And then like,
that shit should be like instantly banned.
Yeah, but
like, what?
But he his name's Mizzy, and he would get arrested or something, and then immediately obviously let out, and then he just keep doing it. Like, he would get in people's cars, put a mask on, pretend to mug people, and one dude did that in the U.S. It was like a white kid. He like put a mask on and act like he was mugging people. I'm pretty sure he got like stabbed or shot. I'm like, well, yeah, that's what's gonna happen, dude. If you mug me, I'm stabbing or shooting your ass immediately.
Yeah.
Both cheeks. Not even one of them bitches. Both
or
cheeks.
I'm slamming your face into the curb.
Yeah. Like in American History X. Ooh, that's a brutal scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
God. I like, you're not going to watch this.
Yeah, that's just natural selection, you know?
Yeah, but
I hate to say it, but that's just what it is.
It is. And it brings us to this weird ass time. I was talking to somebody about this the other night, like, in my house, but we're at a weird time where in 1996, for example, if you asked a kid in 4th to 6th to 8th grade what they wanted to be when they grew up, there was all these different, you know, lawyer, doctor, blah, 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 all these different things, right? And now, if you ask that same question,
it's this bullshit that we do.
It's unanimously, it's like, I want to be an influencer. So you have people like Mizzy. It's like, well, I know how to get famous. I'll just run around screaming and freaking robbing people. And then, you know, people like IShowSpeed, I know how to get famous. I'll just scream and blow shit up.
Like scream and yell at people.
Yeah.
I mean, it works.
I guess
I guess as far as like the whole greed thing goes, like, I guess, you know, like, I'm comfortable with where I'm at, and I don't need more than what I already have.
Yeah.
I figure, like, I'm in this position, so I might as well do sponsorships and stuff, but I try to pick those carefully, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't like try to pull some kind of rug pull scam on my audience, or like, you know, beg for donations or something, unless I'm doing like a charity stream. So, you know, I guess I don't get this like level of insatiable greed that some content creators have, where it's just like you're willing to do literally anything and you don't care like what happens to people in the process.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. And that's the thing that I had to deal with for a while, because, you know, obviously I stream every other day, and, you know, people are super chatting or donoing, like, and it's something I've never asked for. I don't be like, hey, you better donate. I'm freaking leave the stream.
Better donate.
Damn it, DSP style.
Yeah, but I can say that for you. I can be like, you guys better donate to Camelot.
That is true.
Yeah, I can say that for you.
And my buddy Nick does that every time he joins. He's just like, you guys better fuck. Yeah. But you know, it's something you never asked for. But then you have, dude, there was a time where clip channels, and it's starting to start back up again for some reason. I think because my show is, you know, starting to get more and more people in it. But there's just clip channels just taking videos of me or making videos about me, and they're all calling me like a lolcow e-beggar guy. And I'm like, I don't even ask for anything. I've never asked for anything. I did like a GoFundMe in 2020 when because I was in a race in Daytona, and I wrecked my car, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna be able to fix this, obviously, because I'm a normal ass dude. But then one of my friends convinced me, that's one of my main mods, was like, dude, just make a GoFundMe. And he's like, there's like 5 people that are on board and want to support you. And I'm like, well, fuck it, whatever. And that just lit the world on fire. Dude, there was like videos everywhere. It's like, this son of a bitch, how dare he? And I'm like, motherfucker. So I had to like ride that for a year. I ended up getting swatted over it a couple of times. Same guy did all of it. Would be in every chat, like making 90 different alt accounts, just calling me like a scammer and all that shit. Which is fine. I enjoyed it. But like, don't get me damn swatted. Damn you.
Yeah, that's a bit far.
Yeah, but
there's some people that like cling on to hate for a certain creator or something. Like there's this one guy who's like, he's mad about probably one of the most obscure videos I posted. It was like a video on an update to Halo 5 where I was like, this is a good update, and he's like still mad about it to this day. I still get like tweets every now and then where he was like, remember when you shield this delay content? And I was like, you are the only person in the world right now that remembers this video. Like, I can't believe you've held on to it for like 6 years. It's crazy.
Oh my god!
It's a video on Warzone firefight update for Halo 5, right? So, and it's like near the bottom of my fucking channel in terms of views, and like when I posted it, like it's ancient. And so like to have this one guy on Twitter who he's got like 15 tweets at me at some point or another, just like, remember this video? Remember this?
Yeah, dude. I'll see a negative comment just pop up on YouTube Studio, and there's not many of them. And I'll see it, and I'll be like, and it's just kind of like unhinged, you know. And I'll click on it, and it's like 28 comments on this channel, because you know how it will show you how many times they commented. And I'll scroll through them, and they're all like, I hate your voice, it's stupid, you're fake, blah blah blah. And I'm like, damn, what the hell do I do? Like, I don't like a creator, I just don't watch them. It's so easy for me. I'm like, oh, I don't like them, I'll not watch them anymore. But man, they take it personal.
Yeah, they really get emotionally involved and invested.
Yeah, and that's what. So I told you about this earlier before we started, but my biggest video of all time is a video where, you know, I talk about friendships I made through content creation, and I get a little emotional. Okay, just a little bit, not like over the top like that one dude that got his play button and like lost his shit. It was just, you know, a little bit, you know, a little sniffy. And
sniffy sniff,
just little sniffy sniff, and it got like 2 million views like immediately, and people were obviously trolling me left and right, which I don't mind at all. But like the Quartering made a video, and he was talking about it just happened to be something on Twitter, and I had responded to like something on Twitter, and it was like the top reply on some tweet, and I was agreeing with whatever the Quartering's video was about. I don't remember. And he like pulled up my tweet. He's like, hey, Camelot 331. And then he like follows up with the guy that turns on his camera and just cries the whole time. And I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch. It was like 3 seconds in a video from years ago.
Yeah. Just can't get over it.
It just can't get over it. Now, granted, I've been on a show with him before, and we cut up and laughed about it. But still, it's just like, damn, man.
Yeah. I mean, you could have followed it up with like, well, aren't you the guy that like pissed in your basement because you're upset your wife didn't take you out to dinner with you?
Yeah. And like when I was on a show with him, we went back and forth and banter like that. Like, yeah, I think that the picture on the thumbnail is literally a screenshot from that video, because I just love it. My old thumbnail maker, she used to be my roommate, and she would make my thumbnails for everything. Because
that's cute.
An artist chick, and she put every video she'd put the crying face, like no matter what the video was about.
God damn it!
It would be like, oh, Walmart fires these people over this reason, because that's kind of what my videos are about. and it would just be like a Walmart.
You crying for some reason. You're crying about Walmart employees.
See my face crying, and I'm like, "Why is this doesn't even make sense in context?" And she's like, "But I just love the face, bro. I just got to keep reusing it over and over. I'll just never."
If it produces results, you know,
it does. It was great. Billy Hatcher says he is acting like Alex Edson with Magnates Media copywriting people for using open domain pictures. So
I don't know what that means. But yeah, sure. Great.
I don't know who Alex Edson is, but basically people, dude, I would get people copywriting shit. I had the one guy, by the way, to finish that story from a minute ago, the one guy that got me swatted and everything, he copyright claimed one of my videos or something just because like he had reposted a video of me in its entirety. And he was getting me swatted in real life. So I talked to a lawyer. And he was like, "Well, you have to have the dude's name. We can't just you have to hire a PI or some shit."
So you copyrighted him, so he disputed it and then gave his docs.
Exactly. So I copyrighted it I didn't care if it was reversed. I didn't care about that at all. And I was like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah, because if it is, nothing would happen to you.
Yeah. So he gave a name and an address, and it was a random ass fake name that he uses for everything, and it was an address for a McDonald's in New York City.
Wow.
And because YouTube sends that to you, so I messaged back the YouTube support, and I was like, "Yeah, this is a fake name and fake address," and they were like, "Oh, okay." And then the next time that I got an email from YouTube, they said, "We reached out to get his real info, and he actually deleted his channel." And I'm like, well, goddamn. Probably because
there it is.
We're finding out who he was because because he was obvious. Like he claims the stuff he was doing was just and not illegal because I deserved it or some whatever the hell he used to say. But he knew that he was doing illegal shit by getting people swatted. And that's why he deleted his channel. Otherwise,
yeah, that's no fun.
Yeah, so dude, it was wild as hell. Richard says this $5 is for speed. Please let him claim this. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate it. At least it's only $5.
Well, the thing is, like, there was a lot of comments on that video about like, oh man, I hope this video doesn't get claimed and whatnot. And boy, oh boy, he would be real stupid if he did that, or if Thumb Media did that, because I would actually go to court for that. Dude,
the Streisand effect would be wild too.
Yeah, well, also the nice thing about the court system in the U.S. is that it wastes everyone's time equally.
Yeah.
Right. So it doesn't matter if you're one of the biggest fucking actors in Hollywood and you starred in 4 Pirates of the Caribbean movies. You still have to go on the witness stand and talk about how your wife shit the bed. Yeah. Literally, you like you can't avoid it. If you try to avoid it, the government will get you.
Yeah.
So like,
it was glorious.
So if it came to it, it'd be like, okay, I'm taking you with me.
Yeah.
Like
that, and like you said, they just can't avoid it. So if that happened, IShowSpeed would have to show up.
Oh yeah. You would have to show up.
Yeah. And he'd be like, yeah, why'd you do all this? It's like, well, he is a dick sucker. It's like, oh, well, that's what my buddy.
Yeah, he'd use the Aiden Ross excuse. Well, he's a dick sucker.
Yeah,
don't you know?
We don't like those here. Thank you, Cassandra.
Yeah, they're gonna film the trial, and IShowSpeed would turn to the camera and be like, "Don't forget to hit that like button."
And it's like, dude, that's when you know you're too far gone. Mike says, "Ackman, you seem athletic. Can you box Ian Jolma? Is that iDubbbz? Is that his name? I don't know.
I don't think that's his last name. Ian Jolma?
That sounds kind of like iDubbbz's last name.
Oh, no, it is iDubbbz.
I don't know why, but it just sounds like iDubbbz.
Yeah, I knew his name was Ian, but I didn't know his last name was Jolma.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how tall you are. I'd box any damn body. Anybody. I'm a thick man. Very thick man, wide man.
Yeah, I could box him. I mean, I'd have to like stop drinking and stop vaping and like get in shape. But I've got enough martial arts training. Yeah.
Just throw the knee and then, oh shit, I forgot I can't do that. Oops.
No, yeah, I mean, it's MMA and martial arts is it's much different,
Yeah.
It's just like you can't kick. I'm not so much like, so I do taekwondo, so I'm not so much about like grappling and that sort of thing, but just like not being able to kick. It's like, oh my god, I can't use half of my body.
Yeah, and the legs are so fat. Yeah, I've been doing ass workouts every day because I ain't got no ass, man. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, my ass is not there. So I work out with this girl.
Start running.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'm gonna start that too. To the trails, get my abs back. But I've been working out with this girl, and her ass is just like 2 watermelons in pants. It's just crazy.
Sounds nice.
It's great. So I'm like, you got to train me. So I've been doing all these goofy ass workouts, and I'm just like this man, like with my stringer on and this giant upper body, and I'm over here doing like kickbacks, like with this girl, and doing hip thrusties, and I'm just like over here humping the air and shit. It's hilarious. All the guys make fun of me. I had a guy with me, and I'm like, you want to do ass stuff? And he's like, nope. I'm like, okay.
Well, you're like, I'm going to take these exercises into the bedroom.
Yeah. That's for damn sure. Imagine how hard you could thrust when your ass is that fat. And it works both ways. Imagine
send her ass right to the moon.
Your ass can take so much thrust when it's fat as well. So it works both ways, Like, it doesn't matter what position you're in. You could be hanging out with your boy. And you're like, you know what? Let's do this. Finally. I'm thinking about this for 20 years.
Let's do this.
We've been friends for 20 years now. You know what?
I feel like we're overdue.
Just don't drink around him. That's what happens. Like,
yeah.
I had a friend that used to go to the gym with, and he was gay, and I'm a straight man. But he's a very attractive man, like over the top. And I was drinking, and he was drinking, and he said something, and I was like, you know what? That might not be too bad. But I was pretty drunk. But we didn't do anything, But I was thinking, Bobby, he looks great. He's like a statue, right?
We didn't do anything. Okay, yeah, sure.
We didn't touch each other or anything sexually. It was all put on.
Well, as long as you say no homo afterwards, then you're good.
It's like when the bully in the 90s makes you suck him off in the bathroom, and then like when you're done, he's like, "Oh, you're gay," and you're like, "What?"
Oh shit, you got me.
Yeah, I just did that to prove you're gay. It's like, what?
You're never too straight to appreciate someone else, like another dude's physique or his face, like Orlando Bloom, for example. I mean, he looks good natural. He looks good as an elf. Yeah, looks good all the time, man.
And that one dude. Now, look, I didn't really care for the hot.
I think you might be homophobic if you don't think Orlando Bloom is attractive as a dude.
I feel like when guys get really angry, if you insinuate anything to that nature, they're gay. They have to be. Like if you're like, hey, dude, like, that dude's pretty sexy. What do you think? And then they're like, dude, I'll fight you, bro. I'm not gay. I'm like, that's something a gay guy would say. I'm gonna be honest. Hey, still in the closet,
Yeah, I mean, like even if I think about like the hottest dudes, I could still never see myself like kissing them. You know what I mean? Because like dudes are fucking gross. We're all hairy and sweaty and weird. It's like,
that's a great point.
He's hot, but I would never like kiss him or make out.
Yeah, and that's where it comes. You'll know
that's where the line is drawn.
You'll know immediately because there's this one time. Look, I was having a house party and I was pretty gone because that's what happens. And we were playing spin the bottle. There was a bunch of ladies there too, And
so the pressure was on.
Yeah, and I was trying to spin on this red hair girl because she was just so attractive. And I landed on like this guy, and he was a very attractive man too, but he had like the 5 o'clock shadow. And I was drunk and I was trying to be a badass. And I was like, dude, I don't give a fuck. I'm a mature man. I can handle this. And as soon as our lips touched, I was like, oh my God, this is
the biggest mistake of my life, right?
That's when you realize you're like, oh, well, this just feels alien and awful, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And his like beard was scraping me. I was like, it's just so beardy.
This is getting gay in here.
I don't know why I love this so much. Now, if it was Chris Hemsworth, I don't know, might do it just for the story aspect, like to tell my friends.
Okay, but if you're ignoring like any sort of clout or story experience, just like a genuine question of like, would you do that for Chris Hemsworth? Maybe there's a decent chance that I would give him a peck, and that's it, nothing else. Yeah, that's about as gay as I can get.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
The right amount of gay. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's the perfect amount. But some of my friends go way too far. Superstar says Ackman's thoughts on video games preservation, like physical media. Is that what you're talking about, Superstar? Because I don't. To be fair, I don't even mess with physical media anymore. I still have all my.
That's crazy, dude.
Dude, I
always try to get a physical copy unless I'm like trying to stream a game or review it right away, and I don't want to drive to GameStop, and I don't want to wait for Amazon to deliver it like 2 days later. Then I'll buy it online, or if I'm just feeling lazy. But okay, so I'm gonna do like a video on Battlefront 3 and like how the game was essentially canceled twice. So I ordered a bunch of old physical copies of Star Wars games. Let me grab them.
Yeah, dude. The thing with physical media for me is I have all my PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 360 games. But dude, as soon as that first time where I was really lazy and I was sitting there and a game had just came out and you could download it at 11 and like the store.
Yeah, you just wanted to play it right away.
Downloaded it and that was it.
I bought a bunch of physical copies just so I could like have them, but also show them off in a video, like Force Unleashed 2. And that one, I think I already had a copy of this or I couldn't find it, so I bought another one. And then like Clone Wars. And then Lego Star Wars. Oh, well, I already had some of these, like Battlefront 1 and 2, of course. And then I already had that and that. And then Jedi Academy and Republic Commando. There's like there's like an Obi-Wan game that I never played on the OG Xbox.
Dude, Obi-Wan was GOAT. I love that game. It's kind of awkward, but I love it. That and Jedi Academy were goated. I'll still pop up in Jedi Academy on Steam and play it and get my ass
kicked.
Dude,
Jedi Academy has such satisfying lightsaber combat, even though nobody has any fucking clue what they're doing in that game.
Yeah, dude, I got
I bought that, like physical copies, and then there's Obi-Wan.
What a great game.
Never played that.
What a great game.
Yeah, and I didn't have a physical copy of Battlefront 2, but it's just kind of like to show it off. Yeah, Jedi Outcast.
Oh, great game. Kyle Katarn was goated. When they started making the new movies, I was praying to like the sweet baby Jesus that Kyle Katarn would be the main guy, and it was like Rey and Finn, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's a bit of a stretch, but I feel like there was like this period between the N64 and like the original Xbox PS2 where Star Wars games, they were just fucking pumping that shit out. They were pumping out like 3 games a year or something, and each one was fucking awesome. Each game was like at the very least decent. You know,
dude, Battlefront 2, I'll never forget. I don't know if you remember being young, but when I was young, man.
Oh, I still do, because I still play video games. And
like, dude, I would play a game so much where I would discover myself, because the internet wasn't as prevalent, especially not YouTube, just find whatever. But myself, I would find like out of bounds areas and just explore all these out of bounds areas just myself, like without like. And there's this one map on Battlefront 2 where you're in like a a destroyer or whatever, Star Destroyer, and you can jump out of this little blue hangar window if you get it right. You can.
Oh yeah. I think I know that glitch, and you can like walk alongside the ship.
Yeah, and then I was able to jump onto this other ship that was way farther away. You just like floating around, and I would just jump on it, and I think you would die of fall damage, but you could respawn there for some reason. It was wild, man. And I would do shit like that all the time with like Halo. That freaking, I remember when we were in school and Halo 2 was like the shit, and somebody was mentioning the Scarab gun, and all of us thought it was a myth. Like that weird thing where you don't know if something's real because you've heard of all these glitches.
It's like there was a fucking rumor I heard way back in the day for Smash Bros 64 where if you beat classic mode on very hard, like the hardest difficulty, 1 stock, you'd unlock Metal Mario.
Yeah.
And I could never beat that shit. And then like when the internet was more accessible to me, I looked that shit up and I was like, you fucking liar. I wasted so much time trying to do classic, very hard 1 stock, but keep going.
It's like Luigi. It's like when I was trying to unlock Luigi on Mario 64, and he just wasn't in the damn game.
Right?
It's like,
blue balled us.
You had to get the 120 stars and then do a backflip off this thing and land on this thing. And I'm like, bro, I've been trying this for like a month, and I just can't get it. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah, I tried to do that glitch in Mario 64 where you do like the backwards jump to get up the could not figure that shit out. And the super bounces in Halo 2, I also could not figure that out. I tried for like a half hour before I was just like, fuck it.
Oh yeah, so I think it was called coagulation, and you could jump in the little like crevice on coagulation, and then let it fall, and you would just super jump. And I could get it like once out of every 5 times, and I thought it was awesome. And my friend Jody was so much better, and he could super bounce across like different maps. Because he was just like, he knew what to do, and I was like, "How do you?" He's like, "Boop, boop."
Yeah, how the fuck, dude?
Yeah,
I don't know how people figure some of this shit out.
Dude, he was a god. We went to a LAN party back when those were all we did, and we went to like my rich friend's house that had like a mansion, and his like upstairs was just open, looked like a warehouse, but it was like upstairs, and we would just have 16 TVs lined up. And we'd have all the
16 TVs. God damn. We did a ghetto back in the day. We had like 2 TVs and it was like 4v4.
Yeah, that's what I did because I lived in a damn trailer, man. So, but no, we had 16 TVs lined up, all these consoles. We had like Linksys routers or something to connect them together. I didn't know what the hell they did. And we were all playing Halo. And I remember being like, man, like, I'm kicking everybody's ass. And it was because I was like one of the only people that played Xbox Live because it was really, really new. And then my friend Joe, like Jody, the super bounce guy, he came over and he was all over it. He came over to all these like basically normies playing Halo 2 and nuked them. It would be like we would play like a 4v4 and he would have like 40 kills and the rest of us have 10.
Yeah, I never liked button combos in Halo 2. Like I always appreciated it as a mechanic from like I'm watching the game and seeing people do this shit, but I never like felt like it was fun to get killed by someone who's firing the battle rifle twice as fast as it's like intended to be fired or some crazy shit, That's
why I watch people speed run and I don't speed run. Because I used to speed run.
Yeah. Well, it was awesome when you had like System Link and you had a bunch of people that were all essentially just like casuals, So like, I don't think anybody in our friend group when we would do LAN parties would do like a BXR or anything. Like nobody did that.
Yeah.
And they might do that thing where you would like spam X and melee to just like.
Yeah. Dude, that was just awesome. Something so pure. Something so pure about being
so pure
and just having pizza and you don't care about nothing. That was how it was. Sir Gabriel says, Ackman, in terms of game preservation, what are your thoughts on emulation to be able to play games after your hardware is broken?
Well, obviously it's like game preservation is super important. I mean, there's a difference between like piracy and game preservation. So, oh my God. I need to do this more, but there's a software called what is it called? I think it starts with a P. It's like Parsec. There's a software where you can basically, if you emulate a game, you can like put that experience on someone else's computer and basically play like an OG Xbox game as if you're playing it on Xbox Live, right? So I did a Star Wars Episode 3 dueling video with Zanny, and we used Parsec, so we could play the game as if we're in the same room, which just isn't possible without this software.
Yeah,
and that was like so fucking awesome. And like in the past, I played like custom Robo, and oh my God, because so like as far as game preservation goes, I feel like that sort of thing, like emulation, like I all the games that I would play on emulators are games that I had already bought for the most point. Most part. Or games that are like you go on eBay and it's like, oh, you want this game $700, please? It's like, no, thank you.
Yeah. No way, no. And I don't ever pirate games that are either newer or anything like that. It's all just too easy to just scoop up on Steam or something. But as far as there's games that aren't compatible. Like even if you bought the disc for some PC game from the early 2000s, that shit ain't gonna work. You have to download a special version that somebody basically recreated and put on PC to like make it work. Yeah.
No, I did that because so I just posted a Diablo 4 review, but and I want to review like all the Diablo games except Diablo 3 maybe. I kind of just don't want to play that shit. But I have like all the old Diablo 1 discs And it just like, as far as recording gameplay, it'd be a fucking nightmare. The gameplay would look like it's at 240p or whatever. It'd just look really bad. The recording software might not even work for it. So in instances like that, it's like, yeah, you know, it might be fine to pirate it or whatever, or emulate it. But I bought it on a separate website that plays through this software, and it's like, yeah, dude, I'll buy these games again.
Yeah, that's how it was for Resident Evil 3 on PlayStation 1. So I started speedrunning it on Twitch back in the day before I ever did YouTube stuff. And the game doesn't work on modern PCs. And if you bought I think it's a Taiwanese copy, like it's just not going to work. So basically, I have like 3 copies of Resident Evil 3 already that are like, one of them sealed, one of them's not, one of them's my original one from when I was like 12 when it came out. So I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm just going to download the Taiwanese version that's specially modded for speedrunning and just play that one. And I don't,
but see, not everybody's like this, and some people do just like steal games or whatever, and that's kind of like, it kind of sucks. But it's also like I did a video on the Activision shutting down all these mods that were that weren't monetized and that were like fixing game breaking issues in the older Call of Duty games. Yeah. It's kind of like I don't know if you remember Nostalrius. Do you remember hearing about that?
No.
Well, it was like an independent WoW Classic server before WoW Classic.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And it was super popular. It was so popular to the point where Blizzard shut it down, you know?
Yeah, I had a 64 on Nostralius or whatever it was called, and then they shut it off.
Nostralius.
I was like, and then they hired like a couple of the people from it, right? Or something.
I think they said they were going to, but then they ended up like not working with them much at all. I feel like I did a video on that. But yeah, it's kind of like, you know, I, as far as game preservation goes, it is a very interesting subject because I feel like a similar way with like League of Legends. Like, there's a lot of old champion designs. Like, if I could go back to League of Legends in like season 3 or season 4, where like all my favorite champions are essentially the same and I can like kick ass with them, you know, I feel like that would be cool. So there is something to say about game preservation.
That's why I was so happy when WoW Classic or whatever came out, and then I played the hell out of it.
Did you play Wrath?
I'm playing Wrath right now. And
is it worth it? Was it worth getting back into?
I'm enjoying it, but then I go through stints where I just don't play it for a while. But so I just got out of one of those stints because I was playing Burning Crusade, and I was in, I don't know, Nagarin or something questing, and then I just for some reason just stopped playing. I don't remember what happened. I think the racing gear started, and I started traveling a lot for racing, and I just couldn't get back into it. But I launched it 2 days ago, and I was like, because I saw that Blizzard took my money, and I was like, oh shit, because it always emails me when they take my money, and I was like, you know what, I need to damn play, because I filmed like 4 or 5 videos, and I'm like, I need to start playing play some games because I'm dead inside. And I loaded up. I loaded up WoW.
I feel the opposite. I'm like, I need to go outside because I'm dead inside.
Yeah. But dude, I launched the game, and it just is it's the Wrath login screen. And I'm like, what the fuck's this? And I Google everything, and apparently, unbeknownst to my ass, is Wrath just replaced the Burning Crusade. Like, yep. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, because I would rather just play just Burning Crusade. But now I guess I'm just in the Wrath world, which is fine. Yeah,
but at that point, it's like then Blizzard's splitting their audience because I think they're maintaining the WoW Classic servers and whatnot, and then they'd be splitting it between essentially 4 different versions of the game, like retail and, you know, WoW Classic and Burning Crusade and Wrath. So I get it. My brother was super big into WoW and like vanilla and then Burning Crusade, and then I don't think he ever played Wrath.
Yeah.
But I got into WoW Classic and then Burning Crusade. I didn't max out my level or like do all I wanted to in Burning Crusade, but it is a lot of fun re-experiencing that game because I would get to like level 16 or 18 way back in the day and I'd be like, man, fuck, I'm bored.
Yeah,
you know, because I didn't see like the long term, and I wasn't playing with my brother or like friends or whatever, so. Yeah.
I remember when WoW first came out, and all my friends, like, I think you could go to GameStop and get like the $1.99, or maybe it was free. I don't remember. It was like a little sleeve, which I still have one, I think. And
Of like all the demo discs.
it was like, well, it was just one disc, and it was like $1 or $2, and you could take it home, and it had like a night elf on it, and you could play the first 20 levels of World of Warcraft, like as whatever you want to play it. You know, you'll download the whole game.
That's pretty good. I think I still got some of the. Let me see.
Oh, I got them too. I got every damn one of them. I even have the box that they used to come in with, the 5 big giant ass boxes. Still got all that. I got the battle chest. I have all that. It's good, man. Real quick, here's a gold boy. Oh my gosh, Vermin Infested. My boy says real talk. Modded controllers like Strike Back.
Dude, Blizzard's old packaging was so fucking awesome.
It looked like a Pokemon card or something.
Right? Like you open it and then
Yep.
like that shit was just. Also, Wrath looked super cool. Like I never played it, but it like picks up after the end of Frozen Throne, which is like so fucking cool.
Yeah, because I loved Warcraft 3. Like
Yeah.
the expansion of Frozen Throne. And
I don't think I have the vanilla box of WoW. I need to.
I bet I do.
If it came in a box, I need to get that.
I bet. Oh yeah, dude, I see it right now. See, I've
Wait, you got it? Grab it.
I've out nerded you. Hold on.
Grab it. I have the CDs. I know I have the CDs, but I don't have like the box itself. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, dude, still got it. Over 7 million online, Actman.
Oh, you got the sticker.
This was back in the day, dude. It had the Night Elf on it, and then it's got the
Oh yeah, the Infernal Gates.
Oh my god, it's so beautiful. And I still have all the disc in here and everything. Still got all that shit. And then I had every single expansion and the battle chest. And then I stopped playing after Cataclysm.
Yeah, see, dude, that's why I like physical stuff, because you can see it, right? It's, like nobody cares if your buddy comes over and you're like, look at my Steam library. It's like nobody gives a shit, you know?
Yeah, that's right, because we would never have this conversation unless we didn't have these right now. So
yeah, well, so I do have a lot of cool collection stuff that I'm proud of. I'll show you some stuff.
Bourbon Infested, by the way, what are your thoughts on these types of cheating, like modded controllers? I think they should be banned, which I'm pretty sure they're banned in all. Like,
so like the copyright abuse videos I do are all Ace Attorney themed, right?
Yeah.
So I have the original physical boxes of the Ace Attorney games on Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Like the very first editions of them. First they were on Game Boy Advance in Japan, and then they were on GBA. No, I don't think they were ever on Game Boy Advance in North America, but they were on DS in North America, and then like 3DS and whatnot. These were like $20. I was like, complete in box? That's fucking crazy, dude. Some N64 games complete in box are like $150, you know?
I don't think I really have anything very cool. I have,
you know what they say on here? Check this out. I don't know if you can see it. It just says best price.
The best price of all time.
Yeah, they put some funny shit on the old Japanese boxes.
Thank you, Coconut. I have like the collector's edition of Metal Gear Solid 5, which was super rare at the time. And
respectable.
I have a Turbo Man doll from that one Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, the Turbo Man doll, and yeah. I have like the collector's edition of like Oblivion and Halo Reach and all those old games back when I used to get collector's edition. That's all I really had.
I got some real shit. Are you a big N64 guy?
Oh, I grew up playing N64 and PlayStation 1. Look at this. You got the original box and every damn thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's rich. That's too rich for my blood. Donkey Kong, damn. Yeah.
And then here's the big one.
Look at I've always thought the cover art was so silly on that.
Yeah, no, it's fucking awesome though.
Like
it literally just says like Biff right there. Biff Zap.
Yeah, I have a ton of PlayStation 1 games, like Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, all that shit.
Yeah, it's crazy because like everybody just tossed the boxes for N64 games because you only needed the cartridges, which is why like this shit is like way more valuable than it was ever intended to be.
Yeah, and then like all mine got crushed. Like when I would open somebody stepped on that bitch and it was gone. It was gone as hell. T-Dub says, what are y'all thoughts on the Activision Xbox buyout? I think it'll help the culture at Activision Blizzard. better.
It might, but it might make the games worse because Xbox has been fucking struggling with exclusives ever since the Xbox One came out. Like, and that's just real talk, man. I don't know what the fuck Xbox has been doing. Like, why they haven't been making Fable. You know, there's people talk, or I heard something about. Like maybe someone at Xbox said this, or one of the Banjo-Kazooie developers said this, that like Banjo can't appeal to like modern audiences anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, Mario's still a 3D platformer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like 3D platformers are always going to be popular and fun. You just have to like do them right. And you know, it's like they don't do anything with Banjo-Kazooie. They haven't done anything with Fable. You know, they fucked up Halo. Gears of War is like dormant. Forza's the only consistent franchise they pump out, but it's also kind of similar to sports games in a sense, you know what I mean? In that it doesn't, you know, it's the same kind of gameplay loop, just like repackaged slightly differently, I feel. So, Activision getting, or Xbox getting Activision Blizzard, it could certainly help the culture. I imagine it will, but it's just like with Xbox and Microsoft's track record, I don't know what the fuck that's going to mean for the games, because I have like yet to see like true mind-blowing exclusives from Microsoft, which is wild.
It's been,
especially if you compare it to like what the shit they were doing on the original Xbox.
Yeah,
like there's some crazy ass games that they would never develop today.
Like
you know,
Fusion Frenzy. I love that.
Why doesn't Xbox have a party game?
That's a great damn game.
I mean, Fusion Frenzy has like a reputation. Nintendo's doing party games. They did a remake of the first 3 Mario parties. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like Xbox used to branch out into all these like weird niche things, and that's what made it super cool. You know, you had like Brute Force. Did you ever play Brute Force?
Oh my gosh, the name sounds super familiar. I just don't remember.
I could maybe you'll recognize the cover.
Yeah, Brute Force. Oh damn, that's not pulling anything up. Just show me just show the cover. Ryan says the mid 2000s were amazing years. Dude, they were. Life was simple then. Didn't have to worry about all this. I didn't have to worry about Twitter. Twitter's the bane of my existence. Even though I have a lot of fun on it too. So it's getting freaking fuzz on me or something. What the hell? Thank you, Ryan. I love you. Oh my gosh, Tribes, Wicked Grom. You ever play the PC game Tribes? I have so much fun memories. Dude, Tribes was so weird. It was like clunky, but you had like jetpacks and you were flying around. All I did was die on that game. I played Tribes and I think Tribes 2, and I just died over and over. But I loved it. I didn't know how to play it like worth a shit. My friend was a bit better. But yeah. Thank you, Jenna. Jenna says you're lying if you wouldn't kiss Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Wicked Grom. I appreciate you. But yeah, Brute Force. I don't even know what console that's on. Let's just type in game. Oh yeah, I remember that. There's a giant lizard.
Yeah, okay. I was like, what the fuck? I can't find it over there. I'm not gonna search for it. But you know, games like that where it's like 4-player campaign in third person. Like we used to play that shit 4-player campaign, which was like super unique, you know? Even the older Halo games, it was just like 2-player campaign until you got to Halo 3. So, you know, yeah, Spirit of Vanguard. There you go. There you go, Spencer. Attaboy.
Yeah, dude, it's wild because I remember when you know Halo 1, Halo 2, all those games came out, dude, they were wicked. That's all we did was play Halo.
Gears of War as well,
Gears
you know.
War when it came out. When
Fable 2 was pretty baller.
Yeah, I had Fable 2 on my freaking Xbox for like a year, I feel like. And I've just all these games, and then the 360 was like, okay, we're going to continue those games, and then Xbox, you know, won, and
then Xbox One was like, let's go for a multimedia platform, which is like, in hindsight, that's a good idea, but don't market it that way. You know what I mean? Like, because I love that I can like pull up YouTube videos and watch Kitchen Nightmares on my Xbox, and I don't need like a DVD player or a Blu-ray or any of this bullshit hooked up. I just like, I can do it all through the Series X or whatever. So like a lot of the ideas were good. They just promoted the Xbox One as like a media console, not a fucking game console. Dude, you know what I mean?
I will never forget when I was watching, I think it was E3. And I think PlayStation went first. I don't really even remember. But I remember PlayStation was like PS4, and it was freaking just every game looked amazing. And I was like, damn. And I was excited for Xbox because I was a big 360 guy.
Yeah, because it was like the next generation, and then they're like,
Xbox is gonna kill them, right? And then they come out and they show like NFL for like 25 minutes. And I'm like,
And then
what the
connect
fuck?
games and shit.
Yeah, there was just like everything was TV. And then Don Matrick, of course, was like DRM. Yeah, you can't play used games. And then what was it? Somebody, I think it was Jeff Keighley, asked him. He was like, so what do you tell people in the military that won't have internet access? And he was like, well, we already have a console for you. It's called the 360. And dude, it was he stepped
we got a product for people that can't connect to the internet. It's called Xbox 360.
Yeah.
He said it's called Xbox 360. Yeah. Like, oh my god, so fucking condescending. You know what I will respect about that guy is they did a whole documentary about the Xbox consoles, and they got him to like talk about it, and he was like, you know, paraphrasing, he was like, yeah, I kind of fucked up with how I handled things, you know.
Yeah.
So I at least respect him a bit more.
Yeah, he went to be the CEO of Zynga, I think, which makes more sense for his goofy ass to go there.
Yeah, his goofy ass.
And then Phil Spencer took over, and it was fine. But yeah, dude, like I remember when I watched E3, I pre-ordered a PlayStation 4, and I had not played PlayStation since PS1, other than like in passing. I had a PS2 for a short period of time and played all the like iconic shit. But I got a PS4 and it went straight PS4, and then Bloodborne came out, and that was all it took. I was like, well, this is the greatest game I ever played. But then, of course,
capped at 30 FPS, unfortunately,
until
the end of time.
Mudahar freaking trolls me.
It feels like such easy money for them. Like, just port it. It can't be that hard.
I mean, they did it with one of the games was the system, like, it's weird because like the entire game is structured around this 30 frame thing. So even if you increase the frame limit manually, the game plays in fast motion. But someone was able to fix it and release a Demon Souls remake or something. And I'm like, well, you can do it. So just release Bloodborne. I'll buy it like for $100 right now. I don't care. And if they release it on PC, I'd buy it right now. No hesitation.
Yeah, I probably would too. I need to hit the bathroom real quick.
Go for it. Billy Hatcher says, I have one game that's rare in America called Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. And it's rare for the American version, worth $200 with everything. And it's for PS2. Man, I remember it's kind of in my brain, but when Budokai Tenkaichi, we'd have it in the store, it was so expensive. I'm pretty sure it was like $80 used. So yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. That and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on Xbox was just brutal. For some reason, it was just so expensive. Thank you, Billy Hatcher. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys like the show. We're 115 away from the like goal, and we're 360 away from the 189th Naked Snake in a row. Spencer, Brute Force, Spirit of Vingar, give me your strength. Thank you. Yeah, so I looked up Brute Force, the cover art, and I 100% remember it. The freaking lizard dude. Like, I mean, you got to remember that I worked at GameStop for 11 years, right? So when I remember it all, every time I see any cover art, I remember it because, you know, I was selling all these goofy ass games. But luckily not there anymore. But I was there, dude. Do you have any PS1 long boxes? I do not. I actually had a chance to have a long box of Resident Evil 1, and I went with the fat one. It's the original cover art, the original copy of Resident Evil, like non-director's cut, but it's not the long box. I just aesthetically pleased. They're not aesthetically pleasing. They don't fit on.
I'm back. Someone said Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, which is a really fun name to say really fast. They said it was like $200. Are you talking about like PS2 version or something? Because I have like the Wii version, and I fucking love the motion controls in these games. Yeah,
dude, I remember when I first played any of the Budokai games, and it was like I felt like I was a Super Saiyan for real. I was like, finally. I've always wanted, because you know how I don't know if you did that when you were younger. When I was younger, I would try to go Super Saiyan like during PE at school, and then everybody would kick my ass because I was a nerd. I don't know why we did that shit. Thinking back now, trying to go Super Saiyan on the freaking recess like field, and all the cool kids that have girlfriends and shit. See, I was obese, Act Man. I don't know if you noticed. I was very obese.
Didn't.
Man.
There's a really funny comment on my my OG like Star Wars Battlefront 2 review from the one from 2005. There's a comment on it that's like, this one time during PE we were playing dodgeball, and I shouted, "For the Chancellor!" before I threw the ball, and none of the girls got it, but all the dudes fucking laughed their asses off, and I'm just like, that is so fucking awesome.
That was the thing, and it was weird because it wasn't even by the time I got to probably 8th grade, it didn't matter who the males were. They all were playing games at that point. It's when like the very first like echoes of Call of Duty started and Halo and all this started finally coming around. So, like every dude in school was playing it. Didn't matter if you were a nerd or not. But the girls still hated your ass. But we would be sitting at the lunch table and I remember when Metal Gear Solid 3 came out. And we would come to the table and talk about everything we saw, like how far we got last night in the game. And dude, it was revolutionary, that game. And now they're apparently remaking it, which is great. And
yeah, there's I remember being in music class in like 6th grade, which would have been 2005 for me. And the music teacher was like, does anybody know what day it is today? And it was like some kind of holiday or something. And this one kid raised his hand. He was like the nerd. And he was like, today's the day Star Wars Battlefront 2 comes out. And in my head, I was like, oh my God, you fucking dork. But internally, I was like, yeah, that's fucking right.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's right. I'm fucking hyped too.
Dude, and it sucks kind of because when I started working at GameStop in 2007. And I remember my first big midnight release ever was Halo 3. And we had over 200 I think they were called legendary editions.
Wait, you said you're 32?
Yeah.
And you worked there for 11 years, but your last day was in 2007?
No, that was when I started.
Oh. I was about to be like, damn, dude, you were child labor.
Yeah. I was 9 years old. No, the first big release ever was Halo 3. And we had legendary editions just everywhere. They were like stacked up super high because it was the helmet. And dude, the line was down to like the Walmart. It was like half a mile. It was crazy. Yeah. And dude, I remember we would troll customers because we had these goofy TVs set up that were always there for demos, and we would just put 360s on them and just our regular Xbox, whatever it was, 360 at the time, and we put like Halo, like the new Halo 3 when it came out, and we would just be playing it while the doors are locked. And they're just like all watching it through the window. Oh, it was hilarious. And
you dick,
dude, it was awesome. And then that's how it always was. I remember we did when Skyrim came out. It was 11/11/11. And
yeah, everybody remembers that.
Yeah, and we had like 180 reserves, which was whatever, and then like 500 people showed up, and I'm like, we don't have enough fucking copies, which never happened. But for some reason, for that game, I don't know why, we had more people.
It's because everybody loved Oblivion.
Yeah, God, Oblivion was goated. It's still one of my favorite games of all time.
Despite like I want to do an Oblivion review at some point, because I still think the game is a masterpiece, but it's like out of all the like games that you would consider masterpieces, it is probably the one that is aged the worst.
Yeah.
But it's still like revolutionary for its time, I still
dude, if I go back today, what was actually my first stream ever on YouTube was me playing Oblivion back in 2019. And if I go back today, I can still get lost in Oblivion. There's something about the weird clunky controls and the weird like wispy wind music that's just like Jeremy
well, the story is still really good. In fact, the story I think the stories and like the subplots and like the Dark Brotherhood and the arena and the Mages Guild, I think all the stories in Oblivion are way better than Skyrim.
Yeah, I
100%.
Well, it's because Oblivion, all the all the quests felt fresh, but in Skyrim it seems like there's a lot of copy and paste quests. And
I also think like so Oblivion did that thing where it would zoom in on someone's face, right? For dialogue. Right. And it does look kind of silly, but it also like when you'd be running around and then all of a sudden you're just like and someone and they're like, I'm fucking mugging you. You'd be like, oh shit, as opposed to like, your vision slightly changing and here's this guy who's like right here and he's like, I'm mugging you.
I loved it. It was that's my favorite thing is when you're just like boo, 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 and you're just like walking through and like you have a bounty for some weird reason because you killed somebody. And
it's enchanting. Yeah, and then some fucking guard is just like,
oh! He's like full sprinting. He's like, you see him coming through the hills and like he's running, and then he just gets you. Stop! You violated the law. pay the court to find our saviors. You're like, oh damn, all right, Jesus Christ, man.
Morrowind is better than Oblivion. Oh boy, oof! I played Morrowind before Oblivion. Cannot agree.
I agree.
I cannot agree with that, my guy.
Yeah. I've been saying that for such a long time. Like people will be
You
like,
think Morrowind's better than Oblivion?
Not me, no. People will always say Morrowind's better than Oblivion. I'm like, I think Oblivion's the best Elder Scrolls game. I just love it. Something about it, everything feels beautiful.
Well, they also had Sean Bean as Martin Septim, which added like so much presence to the main quest. And like I can't honestly remember much about the main quest in Skyrim. Like it's all right, I guess. Yeah. But I feel like even though the graphics in Oblivion, if you look at them today, they're not as impressive. Back in the day when it zoomed in on someone's face, it was like much more personal. It's like the game around you stopped and you were totally engrossed in this conversation you were having and like what they were saying and how you were going to respond to it. And in Skyrim, like they don't have that. It feels much more distant, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of hard to explain, but.
And then you had Patrick Stewart as the Emperor, even though he was.
Yeah.
He's like, let me see your face.
I mean, that shit, you know, those two guys show up pretty early on, so it like really sets the tone. So even though I have this theory about older video games that were held back by like graphical limitations, if you play like Diablo 1 or Star Fox 64 or StarCraft or Warcraft 3, all these older games, they didn't have the graphics to portray like mouths and faces and animations in the best way, so they had to make up for that with over-the-top voice acting. And even though that voice acting was over the top, it stuck with you, right? That's why, like, do a barrel roll. It's why it's like a meme, because he's like, he's so fucking intense about it. But but then you look at like his sprite and the sprites in Star Fox 64, they have closed mouth and open mouth. Yeah, they have like literally two images. But
it's when you think back to it, like when you think back and you haven't played it in a while, you just see it in such high detail. Like when I go back and play like an older game that I haven't played in a while, I'm like, man, I feel like this game looked so much better back in the day. Like it's like Metal Gear Solid 1. That's a great example. They didn't have moving mouse. Their face were just like pixelated and weird looking. But you had David Hayter. You had all these.
You had like really good voice actors that like overemphasized it. So, and you can really see that between like the Oblivion guards when they arrest you and the Skyrim guards when they arrest you. It's like, stop! You violated the law! And then in Skyrim, it's like, you have committed crimes against Skyrim and her people. What say you in your defense?
Yeah, exactly. And it was like the same guy too. Like there's one guy that voiced like half the fucking character.
Dude, there's some comments on like old Oblivion videos where they're like, it was really ballsy of Bethesda to hire exactly 3 voice actors for the entire game.
Yeah, and you'll literally be talking to like, I think his name's like Baron or something. He's like this bald monk looking dude that like leads the Blades, and then you'll run like 3 feet and there's like a little wood elf and he's got the exact same voice. It's hilarious. Dude, I love that. And I think they strategically spaced them out so you wouldn't run into them all the time and they'd be the same. Richard,
yeah, they didn't do the best job of that in Oblivion.
But God, was it beautiful. Thank you, Richard. It says Halo 2 release date November 9th, 2004. Never forget. Thank you.
Never forget.
Hayden,
I'll be right back.
Go ahead. He says Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind is better than Oblivion. I think Morrowind was a little less accessible, which made it harder to get into, whereas Oblivion is just the perfect amount of accessibility. Whereas Skyrim is too much, right? So Skyrim is like, dude, it's wild. It's like got that weird over the shoulder like third person Gears of War view, and the controls are real tight around that, and it just feels, like the magic's lame in Skyrim. Let's be fair. It looks cool, but it's lame. Whereas the magic in Oblivion's awesome. Now in Morrowind, the magic is over the top, right? But it's like the best of. Oblivion was a happy medium for me. But thank you, Hayden. I think that's the first Orange Boy. No, it's not. It's the third. Shit, I'm a dumb ass.
Well, the cool thing about Oblivion's magic was that system where you could create your own spells. That was pretty fucking awesome.
Oh my gosh, I had one that I created a long time ago, and you would my character would just put his hand out, and it was like a lot, and it would just shoot people across the map. They would just like And some of them, they wouldn't die. They would just floop like ragdoll and hit a wall and then stand up and run. I'm like, okay.
I do think it's interesting when I hear people say Morrowind is the best Elder Scrolls, because it's like, it's a very, very specific niche community of people that engross themselves in that game and like really understand the mechanics. But for like most casual players, like I never did shit in Morrowind. I just like ran around, had no idea what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah.
And I would go into a house and I would like start stabbing somebody and I would do no damage and they would punch me and I would fall to the ground and I would get up and then get punched and fall to the ground. So it was like very frustrating, but at the same time it was super awesome to just like explore an open world game for like the first time. So I didn't mind, but I never did shit in Oblivion. Like I never did the main quest or anything.
Yeah, that was what I was saying a minute ago, is Morrowind
it's not as accessible.
Exactly. It's like Oblivion was the perfect amount because it kind of ushered you through where you needed to roughly go, and it just worked really well. Whereas Morrowind was like, Morrowind reminded me of playing WoW in 2004 with no quest helper. And it's like, go to Sunshine Beach, and you look on your map and you haven't discovered the whole map yet, and you're like, oh my God, where the hell? It's somewhere in the west. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, so go west.
And then you die 30 times because of damn.
It certainly
Murlocs.
doesn't help that like the world in Morrowind I think is bigger than the world in Oblivion, and it's bigger than Skyrim. I'm pretty sure about that.
I think it's like most of it's procedurally generated from what I remember. I could be wrong.
It's crazy. The most exploration I did is we would get the scrolls of Icarian Flight in Morrowind and just like see if we could survive getting launched across the map, which like 99% of the time we didn't.
Dude, I remember I would fortify, like on Oblivion, I would take all my clothes off and I just have my undies on. And I would fortify my like agility.
Just like real life.
Acrobats. Exactly, yeah. Which is what I do 90% of the time. But you could just stack all these rings and all this shit to fortify acrobats, I think it was, and just jump and you just fly. And then of course you die on impact. You just fall, flop.
Yeah. That shit's awesome.
But dude, and I think my favorite part was the fact that the adoring fan, Bayazura.
Zura Bayazura.
He's
back in Starfield. Did you see that?
No.
You didn't?
Hold on. Starfield, adoring fan?
Yeah, Google that. He's back.
Adoring. Oh my God. Look at him. He doesn't. He almost has Jimmy Neutron hair. That's awesome. That's cool.
No, he absolutely does. It's just blonde.
Yeah.
But you know, if we go back to the whole Xbox, Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard, like I really hope Starfield turns out great. I get this feeling in the pit of my gut that it's going to be like a glitch fest when it comes out, and like a lot of Bethesda games are, but you know, it's like you got to stick the landing at the start. You know.
Yeah, I feel like
as long as it's not anywhere close to Cyberpunk, it'll probably be like acceptable or manageable. But you know, like Fallout 76, like oh my God, like that shit was so rough.
I think we got into this weird like couple year period where game studios were completely comfortable with releasing a broken game and trying to patch it, and like the public outcry wouldn't be as bad. And I feel like there was like 3 games in a row that did that, and it was just like the straw that broke the camel's back with Cyberpunk, because it was unplayable, man. I got it like first day and I was like, I can't play this shit.
Yeah, they took that shit off the stores, dude. And this is what I don't understand about like mainstream game critics, because I think like IGN gave that shit like an 8 or a 9 out of 10, and it's like, dude, like even if you played the most optimized version of it, like with the best graphics card at the time, like it was still rough as shit. Like I was playing that on the Series X, you know, and my gameplay experiences felt like a fucking PS2.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like, how do you give these games like these incredible scores? It's beyond me.
That had me completely convinced that all reviews were just paid, because
I felt that way. I can't remember what game it was. There was like it might have been Dragon Age 2. It might have been Dragon Age 2 where I was looking up a review and I was like, this game fucking sucks my left testicle. And then I remember like seeing, you know, this glowing review from IGN or GameSpot or whatever, and I'm like, did you play the first game at all? Like, do you have any idea what you're talking about?
It's completely different. It was
Yeah.
they turned it on its freaking head, and I don't remember what game it was. It was one of the Call of Duty games. It might have been.
Yeah, but it was one of those games where like you're like, okay, this game sucks ass, and you look up a review and you see like IGN or GameSpot, and it's like 9.6 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly. So, when I was bored at GameStop, I'd, flip through Game Informer, and they gave one of the Call of Duties like a 9.8 or a 10 or some crazy shit. And I remember hating it. I was like, this is the worst Call of Duty game ever. And then the next year, the new Call of Duty came out, and whatever it was. And I remember flipping through the Game Informer, and the reviewer guy in the actual article was like, after the sour taste everyone had last year in their mouth from Call of Duty so and so. I'm like, you gave it a 9 point whatever. What do you mean sour taste? What are you talking about? I thought you guys loved the shit. And I was like, this is bullshit. It's fake. It's all fake.
Dude, Cyberpunk has so much potential. Someone said I had a great time with Cyberpunk on launch. Not gonna lie, I did for a time. It was kind of there's kind of this wild story around Cyberpunk and how I remember certain aspects of it so vividly. I remember I was playing it and doing working on a review. It's a little bit morbid, but I was playing it, recording footage, and I got a call from my mom telling me that my cousin had burned to death. Like he was lighting a campfire and with some kind of gasoline or something, and he caught on fire and he jumped in the lake because they lived on the water, but he still died. And so yeah, I know, it's fucking crazy. Rest in peace. But it's weird how certain memories, or when Halo 5 first came out, my grandpa died 2 days after it. And so I remember just being super happy that I was playing a new Halo game, and it was kind of like a comfort thing. So in some ways, Cyberpunk was like a comfort thing because something tragic happened around that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of an example like that for me, but nothing ever really tragic because that happened. Both my grandparents died immediately. And it was just a really quick thing, but I wasn't freaking playing anything at the time. I don't think. I don't even remember now. I don't think I was playing anything when my wife left back in the day. Shit, I don't know. It's just I'm sure I have memories associated with them. I know I have certain music associated with stuff. Like when I used to play WoW Classic, I would listen to weird ass underground hair metal shit. And so that's all I listened to was hair metal. So now every time I hear a song pop up on Spotify, I'm like, holy shit, I remember being in Hammerfall in World of Warcraft and just doing a certain quest. It's really strange.
Yeah, what I learned after my cousin died is Jake, rest in peace, by the way, but that shit kills you fast. Fire, even he lived on a lake. I know this is morbid and this is just kind of way the fuck out there, but if you catch on fire, even if you jump into water, you were gonna die in a minute.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just because of the damage it does to your body, it's crazy.
It's absolutely terrifying. We in this in the racing series I race in, the fire burns invisible. Freaking terrifying. So there's this popular video back in the day of a guy, he's on fire, but you can't see it because the type of fuel burns invisible, and he's just
that shit is terrifying. The stuff of nightmares.
Yeah, that's literally
Did you ever watch are you into Yu-Gi-Oh at all?
I haven't watched Yu-Gi-Oh since it was on TV back.
Did you ever see Season 0?
No.
There's an episode in Yu-Gi-Oh Season 0, and in Season 0 it's has very little to do with the card game, and is more about games of life and death that Atem, Yugi's alter ego, plays with fucking villains and thieves. And there's this one game he plays with a guy who's holding Taya hostage at gunpoint, and the bad guy loses the video game, and so Yugi puts this spell on him so that he believes he's on fire for the rest of his life.
Oh my God.
That he is eternally burning alive. Yeah, it's fucking, that show is dark, man, and it's so fucking awesome.
Dude, that reminds me of a story I read where this lady had hip surgery or something, or hip replacement surgery, and the surgeon, like the radiologist or whatever the hell was supposed to be there, like the person that does the X-ray. I don't know the terms. All right, I'm from Alabama, and they weren't there, so he just blindly went into this lady's leg and severed her sciatic nerve. So she's just in this ungodly pain for like 4 years and keeps going back and getting operations trying to fix it on pain meds and stuff, and nothing fixes it. So she just kills herself because she just can't live in like this brutal pain. And I'm like, God,
that's fucking wild.
That's crazy. Like,
also, your moderator, Carrie, do not use gasoline on a fire that is already lit. Never do that. Never do that. Me and my brother, so it's like, you know, our cousin died because of this fire, but we were at like a 4th of July party last year, and my brother's friend was about to do that shit, and me and him were like, don't do that. Don't use gasoline on an open fire. Don't spray that shit in there, because you know, you don't know what could happen.
Yeah, dude, it's wild. I was setting the distributor for my race car like a few weeks ago. It was the scariest shit in the world because I had it wired like the starting order backwards because I'm a dumbass. And the car would try to start and it would just shoot this giant plume of fire out of the carburetor. It's like, oh, because it's like 112 superlative fuel, like NASCAR fuel. It's like,
yeah, it like, just explodes.
Like every time I would like hide behind the door as I'm hitting the starter. It's freaking terrible.
That's wild. I mean, you can like use gasoline on a fire or whatever, but like you toss a match in, you know, you don't have like an open fire and then just because it comes up the trail, you know, or whatever.
We were dumbasses when we were, dude. I remember. I grew up in a trailer. I grew up in a trailer park. I remember my friends would be like, dude, all you gotta do is take some vinegar or whatever the fuck, and you put like foil balls in it in a jug, and you shake it up and throw it, and it'll just explode like a grenade. And I'm like, what the fuck? And they were just like these redneck kids with our shirts off, throwing these bottles that are just exploding. And I'm like, what if that exploded in our hand? Never did, but what if it did?
Yeah, see, we used to do axe bombs. Did you ever do those?
I don't even what like the Axe body spray.
Yeah. Does anybody in chat know what I'm talking about with axe bombs?
I remember being in a locker room and like making flamethrowers and shit.
Well, yeah, that was one way to do it. But Axe actually changed how their bottles work because of this thing.
Yeah.
Forgot about axe bombs. So basically on the old Axe body spray bottles, if you ripped the top off, there was like this little plastic bit, and if you smashed it against the wall or something, all of the spray would spray out. It would basically leak all of the spray. So it was basically like a smoke grenade of like shitty cologne that you could that we would do that shit in the locker room to the point where the locker room just smelled like permanent like shitty old Axe. But you could do that shit. You could do that and then throw it in like the gym or like the basketball courts, and it would just kind of like spin around and, you know, release all the Axe.
Dude, I saw an Axe can in the gym like a year ago, like sitting on like a bench. It was like an Axe body spray can, and I was like, it was like going back to World War II or something. Like it was like, what?
I do have a thing, Old Spice over there.
Old Spice, but, yeah, that was like the backup plan. It was just it just smelled like, I don't know. It's
I used that when like my room smelled bad because of my dog.
Yeah. Thank you, Wicked Virtue, by the way. T-Dub, real quick, says Crackdown was one of the most fun open world games on 360 that didn't get much love. I remember when I worked at GameStop, dude, everybody, they talked about Crackdown all the time. They're like, man,
I remember hearing about it. It got a huge promotion because I think if you bought Crackdown, you got access to the Halo 3 beta or something.
Yeah.
It was something like that. So I mean, like Xbox used to do really smart tactics like that. You know what I mean? Like it seems like they're kind of relying more on services like Game Pass and like these big acquisitions to kind of monopolize certain aspects of the game industry without actually investing in quality exclusives like PlayStation and Nintendo are doing.
Yeah, that's the thing that's why I've been PlayStation for so long, because of freaking exclusives. Krazagabdal Mular Olsen says, is this the Reset to Zero show? Yes.
I like how you pronounced his name.
Yeah, that's what pronounced as.
Stuff.
Master Lions, I love you, dude. Appreciate you, baby. Ryu Corito says, ain't it crazy how not buggy Tears of Kingdom is for the amount of stuff you can build in there? It's funny how many non-Nintendo devs were both upset and amazed that Nintendo pulled it off. That's one thing about Nintendo is every single time you play a Nintendo game, it's usually rock solid on release, at least to a point where you can play through it and not really be super pissed off. You know?
Yeah, I feel like if you look at like the main Mario games, like Super Mario Bros, Mario Bros 2, Mario 3, Super Mario World, 64, Sunshine, Galaxy, Galaxy 2, Odyssey, like the most controversial out of all of those is probably Sunshine. And Sunshine is still a fucking 10 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, there's some shitty quests in that one, like the watermelon.
Thank you, Ashley. Yeah, that's the thing with Nintendo. I mean, I'm playing shit. I got Mario Golf when it came out, and I'm just like, this is the greatest game ever played.
Yeah. Like, you know, if you think about Halo and like Mario or even Counter-Strike or like those franchises or even Legend of Zelda, it's like we found out what people want. Let's just try to innovate as opposed to radically alter it, you know?
Yeah. Speaking of old physical games and whatnot, do you have any crazy like Halo shit? Because I have so much Halo shit and I don't know why.
I'll be right back.
I'll pull mine out because I have so. It's kind of ridiculous, to be fair. Damn, it's so far away. All the Halo stuff. I even have the PC. Look at that. Look at that. Now I'm tangled up. Damn it. Jesus. Look at this. Damn. What are you tangled up in? Okay. So, oh, Jesus. I didn't know I was that close. My whole desk is shaking. I have so much Halo shit. And hey, look, Legendary Edition.
I can probably guarantee you that this Legendary Edition helmet is the most valuable Legendary helmet for Halo 3. I can almost guarantee you that.
Why?
So there's a couple reasons. It's signed by Steve Downes and Jen Taylor and Marty O'Donnell and Sketch.
Yeah.
But also because I live in the area where Bungie was located, I have a brother of a buddy of mine who is like way older than us, and he got the Legendary Edition at launch. And then he went into like a Pizza Hut or a Taco Bell, and there was a bunch of Bungie staff there just chilling. And he got it signed by like, I don't know if you guys can see. You can see all those signatures.
Yeah.
But he got it signed on release night by a bunch of Bungie staff. And I got Steve Downes and Jen Taylor and Marty O'Donnell after the fact. So I can almost guarantee you this is the most valuable Legendary Collection helmet in existence.
Well, there you go. Yeah,
and I'm its safeguard. Please do not mug me.
I just have random Halo shit. Like none of mine is actually probably very
like that shit is one of a kind. That is one of a kind. I don't think there's anybody else who had the foresight. And I got that from a brother of a buddy who kind of like entrusted it to me. He was moving in with his wife, and he was like, "Yeah, man. Yeah, I think I can trust you with this. You know, I'm getting rid of shit."
I just have the PC copy of the Gearbox copy of
Halo. I got that. Yeah.
I just have like every single release copy of every game, and like.
Let's see the CE. Do you have the little sticker on the CE one that says? Oh no, that's the platinum.
I have this one. This one. I have a bunch of CEs. I don't know why. Or no, I think I have only 2 CEs. I have the platinum and the non-platinum. Platinum. I don't ever show shit. It's so hard to like frame it right. But I have like the platinum, and then I have this one's like holographic kind of. I don't know.
Yeah, again, I don't know if it was just the area that we got our games in, but I can't find it over there. But there's like these old copies of Halo CE where there's a big circle in the middle that says not for resale or whatever.
Yeah. Then I've got all the Halo 2s. I have a bunch of copies of Halo 2. I don't really know why. This Halo 3 is like Fable. Oh yeah, it's got Fable 2 with it for some weird reason. And then I have a companion disc for Halo 2. I don't remember what it's like, the behind the scenes and like the maps.
Oh yeah. The Vidocs and stuff.
It's weird. But yeah, your helmet's way cooler. Master Lion says Tecmo Bowl. Appreciate you, dude. Hayden says, if I recall correctly, to get the Hayabusa armor in Halo 3 when it launched, you had to complete the game on solo. On Legendary with all skulls on. Later they changed it so you can complete it in multiplayer. Yeah, I had the Samurai armor.
I think you had to get 1,000 gamer score in Halo 3, which at the time was every achievement. But then, like, as they released DLC, I'm pretty sure I could be wrong, but
Ryan, yeah, I lost that one, Ryan, by far. I lost the dick measure in Halo contest for sure. I have a baby pinky penis in comparison to the helmet. I got rid of my Legendary Edition because I'm a dumbass. I had one, and it was like a year after it came out. And I'm like, why do I have this? And I just gave it to a friend, and like now I'm like, fuck, I wish I had that. Oops.
Go assault that friend and steal it back.
Shit, I don't even remember who it was. It's been that long. Probably gave it to a kid at GameStop. I don't remember. I remember getting a Hulk figurine that didn't come out for 6 months, and I got one for free because I was like a manager, and I just gave it to a little kid. I was like, here you go, because they just delivered it to the store, and I'm just like, you can have this exclusive Hulk thing. He was like, wow, thanks. I'm like, yeah. I just gave everything away because I had too much shit.
Yeah,
that's just,
I feel it.
That's just how it got to. Ian says, were there any games that were better than you thought they should be and want a sequel? Mine was Star Trek Elite Force FPS. Oh God, I don't know. I'm trying to think. That's hard. Well, I guess the obvious choice for me is like Bloodborne, obviously, and then an older game would be Medieval. And now the sequel, there was a sequel to Medieval on PlayStation 1, but I think there should be like more sequels that were like more, not just PlayStation 1, like PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 Medieval games. I love that. I mean, I have a tattoo of the dude on my damn arm. I love that son of a bitch.
I think Bloodborne 2 would work pretty good.
Yeah, like I can't. That prints money. It would just print money because I buy it right now. Make it come with the first one with like a 60 frames version. Oh.
Yeah, Republic Commando is definitely a game that deserved a sequel.
Yep. Republic Commando was good. Dante's Inferno, that was a great game as well. Yeah, dude. It's hard to think. Like, there's so many games that just came and went that I forgot about that I can't even think that would be good with a sequel. Fusion Frenzy. It might have had a sequel, actually.
Yeah, it did. I don't think people like to talk about it, though. It's kind of like middle of the road.
Yeah, with Bloodborne, I platinum Bloodborne like immediately. And I don't platinum games, but I was just playing it so much that I noticed I had 2 trophies left or something. And I was like, well, shit, I guess I'll get those trophies.
Yeah, like, might as well.
Yeah, I just needed some items or some shit. That's all I needed.
Well, I think that'll do it for me on this CAMELCAST.
Well, hell yeah, dude. I appreciate you coming on. It was a lot of fun talking. I just like talking about games, and every time
yeah, me too. We were like, let's talk about the copyright stuff for like 10 minutes, and then it's like, all right, now video games.
Yeah, I would. Most of the time when I bring people on, it devolves into like not really political shit, but like social shit, and we just talk about that shit, and which I don't mind talking about, but sometimes a lot of people don't even know that I play games. They know, people probably don't even realize it because I just.
Why do you get into the political stuff? How does it devolve into that?
Well, it's because all the people that would come on, like that's kind of their content realm. Because I have so many friends that are content creators, but they generally, some of them went into that realm, and then like when you start, appearing on shows or having people on your shows that talk about that, then other people, it opens the door for so many other people to come on or talk about stuff, and then you find yourself having only these people coming on all the time, which is great. Like I love having these people on, but sometimes I just want to talk about fucking games, man. Like Oblivion.
Yeah.
You know how much I enjoy talking about Oblivion and that?
Right.
I never get to talk about Oblivion. It's so gaudy.
So what are your opinions on politics?
Oh, I don't even know, man. Shit. I think I have very reasonable opinions on politics. Very reasonable. Don't take my guns. I love guns. Guns are cool. I think children should be left alone. That's pretty much that encompasses.
Is your audience pretty familiar with like where you stand on things?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And also, I don't want to pay taxes ever again.
Hey, don't we all, brother?
And that's pretty much all. That's all my beliefs right there.
Yeah. I could summarize my beliefs in the sense that like I don't pick a team because teams can be stupid And if you're like attached to a team that then does something stupid, do you have to like figure out some convoluted way to justify it, or can you call it out like it should be called out?
Yeah.
You
But
know?
the unfortunate truth is, because I'm the exact same way. The unfortunate truth is, if you're
You kind
not,
of have to pick a team.
if you don't pick that team, especially like if you kind of speak up on anything, you're just like alt-right. I'm like, what the fuck? How many times I get called alt-right? I'm like, what the fuck?
Bro, it's like both sides have like the same level of stupidity once you go to the extreme.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then
It's pretty funny.
and if you don't believe every single like facet of whatever side, but you're just suddenly on the other side somehow. You can be like, "Oh, I'm not. I'm totally not. I've been called like a, oh, I don't remember the word. It's like a something ridiculously I've been called a commie because I support workers' rights, and I've been called alt-right like 1,000 times because I don't want children to be involved in like surgeries and stuff. I feel like it's a little over the top, and that's pretty much. So
yeah, you mean like the trans stuff?
Yeah, like I don't have a problem with that at all. It's just I don't think.
I feel like you should probably have to be an adult before you can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure how much like biology changes or how much you can alter it, but it seems kind of like an adult decision that the person themselves needs to be able to make.
100%. Yeah, that's and I feel like that's very reasonable. Seems reasonable. I mean, you got to be 18.
Yeah, that's like a middle ground. You know,
you go in the military at 18. You got to drink at 21. You got to be an adult to do all these. So
because a lot of like I've talked to some trans people, and a lot of things that the left side doesn't highlight is how many people regret it afterwards. Some people are happy and living life and loving who they are afterwards, but there are a lot of people that don't, and it's like because they did it too early and they didn't know exactly what they were getting into, or they didn't go through enough processes to like really make sure it's the right thing to do. Yeah, it's kind of because it's like life-changing surgery. You know what I mean? It's not like my arm is broken, fix my arm. You know,
don't go back. There's no like. I talked to this guy recently. One of his friends.
I also like how this devolved into politics.
Yeah, that's what we do. No, but real quick, I talked to a guy. He was on my show like a couple of shows ago, and one of his friends, she's like 18, 19, and she detransitioned, and like all psychologists when she was like 12, 13 were telling her to transition because she was a tomboy. And they're all telling her to transition. And she's like, I don't really know, but whatever. So she gets all these surgeries, does all this shit. And then she gets like 17, 18. And she's like, why the fuck did you guys let me do this? So now she's like, she had to get surgery to kind of go back kind of. And like, but you can't reverse 90% of it. And it's like, well, fuck. I feel like that happens a lot, So
Yeah. But see, there's like two different sides to like the whole surgery thing. That I feel like on the left, it's stupid to be like, oh, my 12-year-old should, have these life-altering surgeries when they're not in the state of mind to make that decision. You've got like that kind of stupid on the left, and then you've got stupidity on the right, where it's like this 11-year-old got pregnant, and like if she gives birth to this child, she's gonna die, but she can't have an abortion in this state. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like both of those ideas are just fucking stupid to me. Yeah. But because they come from like an emotional connection to whatever political party, it's kind of like that's how you get that sort of like unreasonable belief in something.
Yeah, I've had people in my chat before, and we were talking about this, same issue, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I agree with you."
Name the state, wasn't it Indiana? Might have been Indiana, I think. Where there's like that 12-year-old or 11-year-old or something, and she had to go to a different state.
Yeah,
just like.
But
it's like, bro, it's
insane because I've said 100 times, I've talked about this 100 times, and people are like, oh, so you believe what I believe? And I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, and I'm also pro-choice, and they're like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, like I don't give a fuck. Get the back.
You know what? Like I don't often talk about my own political beliefs on my channel or whatnot because it's not essentially relevant. Anytime I do like content that is related to politics, it's usually making fun of like political takes on video games.
Yeah.
But I forgot where I was going with that. What were you saying right before?
Talking about being pro-choice.
Yeah. So like one thing that kind of does confuse me about like right and conservative values is they're very much like, don't take away my rights. You know, I want to own my guns. I want to have freedom in this country. America is all about freedom. And then it's like, but we want to take this decision away from you. You can't make this choice.
Yeah.
You know? So sometimes like when I would feel more aligned with like conservative values, it kind of disillusions me, because it's like, okay, you talk all about how freedom is all important and whatnot, but then you're like, okay, we want to take away your ability to make these choices.
Yeah. It's a weird thing, because everybody was complaining that they didn't, you know, it depending on who they worked for or whatever, they didn't have the choice to like get vaccinated, and they were like, I should be able to choose to get vaccinated. I'm like, yeah, I agree.
You should.
And then, and then like a year later,
you should.
It's like, oh well, they should have banned abortions, and I'm like, what? But like, you can't. You gotta still believe the first thing with with vaccines, you know. And I know it's kind of different with the whole life thing, but I don't.
Well, also, like, I feel like too many people, when it comes to politics, they judge you immediately based on what you believe instead of the type of person that you are. So like, I know people that have like wildly different political beliefs than I do, and it's like, okay, that's secondary to my relationship with you as a person.
Yeah,
you know. So it's like I had a grandpa who had some really bad experience in war and like the Korean War, and he ended up hating black people for the rest of his life. And on his fucking deathbed, he was saying racist shit about black people. But it's like, you know, it's like, you're on your deathbed. I'm not going to try to change your mind. This is just who you are. Like, you know, I still love you. You're my grandpa, but you know, but I obviously don't approve of it. So it's like, you know, for me, it's like political and social opinions can be extremely divisive and toxic, and like they come between normal human relationships, you know, when they really don't need to.
That was the thing that's like why 2020 like changed everything, because I saw friends, long-term friends. Now, generally speaking, my friends didn't go this route, but I saw long-term friends just hate each other over the dumb vaccine.
Yeah, and that's fucking like that sucks. Like okay, so I've got a friend I've known since kindergarten. We still hang out and talk to this day. I've known him since kindergarten, so like 24 years. He's a bit homophobic. He's a little bit homophobic.
Yeah.
I don't approve of homophobia necessarily, but I don't give a fuck, man. He keeps that shit to himself. Like he'll say something every now and then, but he doesn't like outwardly talk about it, you know, or go on some like, he's not one of those like radical Christian guys that goes to football games and they like hold the Jesus signs about how everybody going to this football game is going to hell. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, you know, I'm not the type of person to be like, oh, you're a terrible person, I have to burn this bridge with you. And that's what I fucking hate about politics. You know?
Yeah. And if you don't burn that bridge openly, then everybody hates you for it.
Yeah, then everybody on your team starts to hate you because you haven't burned this bridge. Why do you have this connection with this person? It's just,
dude, I went through that recently. Like
chat, is everybody like cool? Like, are we all good? You know what I mean? Are we burning any bridges here, or are we just like talking about real life and shit?
One or two, like, because
one or two maybe. You know,
I had Melanie Mack. She's a creator that I've just been friends with. She was GameStop TV lady for a long time, and she's got a pretty good following on YouTube. So I've had her on my show like twice, and she's great. You know, we have good conversations. And she like made a joke about some church or something, and like, dude, people were so mad, and there was people popping in my chat. It's like, why would you ever have Melanie Mack on your channel? Because I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Yeah.
Friends. You know?
Yeah. You know?
The Pippa thing. Yeah, the Pippa thing in the chat. I get it. I had Pippa Pipkin on my show, and then I put
there's some people that like would be questionable to have on your show, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like your choice.
Yeah, as long as it's not like EDP or like
right. There's like a certain barrier where it's like everybody's like, and that's kind of what was interesting to see. Like when my channel got demonetized, is like fucking everybody on the YouTube community, like Ethan Klein and Keemstar were both on the same side. I love it when like both sides that normally are hating each other are like, okay, this issue is bigger than both of us, and it's actually like really fucked up.
Didn't you go on Philip?
I love seeing that.
You went on Philip Miko, right? Didn't you?
Yeah. I was supposed to go on Ethan Klein's podcast, but I was like super stressed and high strung at that point, and I was like, I just need to like get off the internet, so I declined that.
Did it make you feel better when you got that email where it was remonetized?
Yeah. I have been told that I am the first person to get re-entered into the YouTube partner program within a month of being removed from it. I'm the first person. It has never happened before, never happened since.
Yeah, that's wild, dude. It was wild when it was happening. I made shit. I remember making a video or two about it, and then I got like, I don't remember what they referred to it as, but basically all my videos were demonetized for like 3 days until I like had them manually. Like,
yeah, I remember like going off on that. I remember just like all this shit was happening. Like Asmongold's videos were getting demonetized and shit was happening to them and like other people. And I was just like, they did change the algorithm. I know that they after the that Dark Age of YouTube video, the video that got taken down and for sexual content, that changed the algorithm on YouTube for a time.
Yeah, I remember literally putting the Act Man in the description and it would be auto demonetized, and I would just take your name out of it and it would be monetized. It was crazy. A crazy fucking time, man.
Crazy times.
But you survived. I'm proud of you.
Mm-hmm. Bigger and better and stronger.
Video. Make an Oblivion video another day, which I
want to. The thing is, like, if I do an Oblivion video, I want to get like a legit cosplay of the Imperial Guard, and I just want to walk around like downtown Seattle, like just. What is it, citizen?
Just zoom in on your face. Stop! They're like, people are looking at you like, what the fuck?
There's no problem, is there?
I think one of my first videos ever was called Best Game Ever, and it was like Elder Scrolls Oblivion. And it was probably a super cringy video now that I think about it. Like, God, it's probably awful. I'm scared to even like go look at it.
Oh boy, I might have to check that out now.
You won't make it through the first minute. You'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna turn this shit off.
But yeah, I think it's about that time for me.
Well, get the hell on it, doggone it. Good luck with your thing you're uploading. I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah. That went live. I think it's doing all right.
Oh, hell yeah.
I uploaded it a lot later than I normally would, but
is it like a YouTube thing or is it like a Patreon thing or something?
No, it's a YouTube video.
Oh, okay.
My newest video.
Well, rock on, dude. Well, hell yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on, dude. I didn't think you would, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, and it was a good time. We talked about some good games, we talked about some bad games, and some copyright stuff and all that. So
yeah, and people on fire and trans people.
Yeah, people.
So yeah. Well, rock on, dude. I appreciate you. Yeah. I'll probably just stay live for like another 30 minutes, but yeah, so you can just dip out and
adios. Thanks for having me on. Bye, chat. Take care.
Thank you. My boy, the Act Man, everyone. What a great man. What a great man. It's been a long time since I played or since I talked about games. Pretty cool to have my boy on talking about the video games. Let me make sure I'm on 60 frames per second because I've always noticed this weird, like, I am. Why is it so? I don't know. Maybe it's StreamYard. But yeah, Act Man's great as hell. Good man, beautiful man, attractive man. Yeah, I saw everybody in the chat talking about how sexy he is. I agree. We talked about that. We can talk about how sexy the Act Man is. Doesn't mean we're gay. You know? Thank you, Ashley, for your $10 local or your local dono. I appreciate you. She said, I was very pro-life till I grew up, had life experiences, and worked in the hospital in the OB unit and saw some of the most fucked up situations. I don't think that it's black and white. It's not. And not everything is. Not everything is, man. Not everything's black and white. What'd you say, Wolf Spain? I skipped your super chat. What you said? Fuck, I did skip your super chat. I'm sorry, dude. I was like the only one I skipped. Why did I do this? No, I skipped another one too. Said always wanted to play Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, but never had the chance because it was so rare. Anyone remember Jurassic Park 3 Dino Defender? I don't. I played the one on Genesis when you're just a guy jumping through the trees. That's all I remember. Mark said, I still remember when my brother bought Halo 2 still case. Man, that's the only thing I don't have. They have released with the guide book, still have the guide worn out. I still have the guide as well. Richard says, Snake Eater. Rhizosphere Gaming says the story wasn't real, like the Indiana thing. I'll Google it. I appreciate that, dude. Good people are allowed to have a bad opinion or two. Yeah, I have a lot of bad opinions. Okay. I have bad opinions. I think I'm pro-choice because I hate children. That's a spicy take. You know? That's a spicy one, right? So yeah, dude, I agree with that. Real quick, big shout out to my boys, Billy Hatcher, Vermin Infested. Where's the other one? The Hayden, Appreciate you, dude. No pink or red boys today, but we got 3 orange boys staying strong. I appreciate you guys so much. Which one's your question with the act, man? Hold on, let me go down and find it. I'll send him a screenshot of it. I'll text him. Oh shit, there it is. Wolfsbane. Halo Wars 1 or 2 also can't miss. Yeah, I'm sorry, Wolfsbane. I'm a bad friend. I'll just send him. I talk to him all the time, so I'll just DM, and then I'll DM you because I think we've talked through DMs, and there you go. We'll have a direct correlation. It's a spicy take, but an acceptable one. Thank you. I appreciate that. We hit the lot goal, bitches. I appreciate you guys so much for hitting that lot goal. We the naked snake streak will die, but it was a hell of a ride. We can't be sad at all because it was a year and a half of naked snakies. So it will start the new snake streak, a new better snake streak. We will actually, let me see if I have this set up real quick because I meant to do something. All the guys in Rumble, I love you, by the way. I see you over there. Bill Dozer, Westboro Baptist. Yes, that's what he was talking about. You deserve to die. You deserve to die. Let me pull this down real quick so I can make sure it's set up. Doesn't make you a bad person at all. It shouldn't. In Sparta, they just threw babies off cliffs when they had like an extra leg or something, an extra leg. Here, let me go down real quick. Let me find something. See if we got this going. I love it. I love it, dude. Oh my God, I love it so much. All right. Rip to the beloved naked snake. What's the goal? We were halfway to naked snake. Thank you, Richard. Appreciate you, dude. So I hope you guys enjoyed the act, man. I was very, very surprised that he came on my show. A lot of fun. Saturday, I will have Steph, the altar nerd. And then Monday, I think I'll have maybe a ladies' night. And then Wednesday, I'll have Fantavision because he has a really big, like, interesting story I've been wanting to hear. And I think everybody else would like to hear it too because he's my boy. He's a good dude. So yeah, dude, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Speaking of Halo 2 Steelbook, I just sold my second copy of it. Still got the original copy and the map disc for the OG Halo. I have the map disc. I don't know why I didn't grab it when I picked it up, but I do have the map disc. Just love me some Fancy Vision. Yeah, he's a good dude. I saw that he hasn't uploaded a video in 2 months, and I was like, God damn, baby. Damn. That's wild. That's a long damn time ago, dude. Yeah, I mean, I guess because I can't fathom it because I have to, right? I have to. I absolutely have to. But yeah, I think YouTube streaming, something's going on with it because every one of the people I watch on YouTube streaming, they have like a fifth of the views they normally have. It's really strange. Like, Nick has less than 1,000 people in his stream. And I've never seen that. So I don't know what's going on. And I remember when Cecil was on the other night, it was like low. And I'm like, this is weird. So every time I see one of my friends streaming, I notice it's like Tug only had 700 people earlier. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So a lot of people, Anna, that Star Wars girl, she messaged me and told me that she couldn't find my show. She can't find it anywhere. It's like saying it's not live. And they're only sending notifications out to certain people for some reason. They're probably trying to test something with the algorithm and it's fucking everything up, which is generally speaking what's what they do, man. If it ain't broke, you better try to fix it as hard as you can. That's pretty much how it works nowadays. So that's just how it is. Yeah, barely watch some of my streams. Yeah, so that's the issue, Halo Millennium, is that's what's going on. It's the streams. Like the videos are doing great. My videos, well, now granted, relatively speaking, they're doing pretty good. I generally consider 20K on a video a success, which is kind of average, like what it used to be back in the day. You'll have some that are 10K, some that are 20K. What's up, Tomahawk? How you doing, dude? But yeah, I released a video yesterday about Best Buy, and it was popping off, like going to the moon, and then it died, just dead, completely, like it's not even live anymore. Because it got like 23K views yesterday when it launched, and it's at 24 now, and the click-through rate is still the same, meaning people were clicking on the recommendations at the same rate as when it was popular. It's just YouTube killed the recommendations for it. They turned them off. Basically, they went in there and went click and turned it off. So they're doing something on the YouTube side. We'll see what happens. Hopefully they get it fixed. And that's probably why the like Naked Snake is gonna die and all that, because it's just no one's getting notifications, and that's fine. It happens, man. It happens. But had a long run, 188 Naked Snakes in a row. We got 12 away from 200. We're close. So I do appreciate that. I literally can't be more happy with that, because I didn't think what was the record before? 16 or some shit. It was like 16. And then we beat the record by 160 something. This is pretty cool, man. So I appreciate that. Yes, I do need to get a mod on. Can I do that right here? Mute user. I guess I can't. How do you add mods on Rumble? It's weird. Very, very weird. Damn it, YouTube. Damn it, YouTube. Outlaw 2. What was it? What was what? What the hell are you talking about, Outlaw 2? I'm still alive a little bit because I'm just really, really happy that Ackman came on. That was fucking fun. And he was cool as hell to talk to. You know, I was kind of nervous because, you know, I watch this channel a lot. Whenever I have people that I like really enjoy watching their content come on, I'm like really nervous. I'm like, I'm a random guy. I'm a random ass guy, you know. Oh, 234 Outlaw 2. Nah, he been legit creepy anyways. Who, Mr. Tusk? Who? Oh, I should turn on Halo, clear some rooms, and chill. That's for damn sure. Bird Gang says, I've been noticing that for the past year now. Some people go live and the stream's not showing. Half the time it sends a ping that doesn't show in the sub feed. Yeah, I'll notice that people are live and I'll look at my sub bar and they're just not live. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like sometimes I'll do it with Nick. I can't find his stream. I'm like, why can't I find Nick's stream? I go in every stream. Why is his stream not live? You know? I agree, Revenge. I agree. Blew that record, Ray Logic. How you doing, Mr. Lesser Logic? I'm glad you're in here. I'm going to talk to the chat for a few minutes before we log. I will be going over. Yes, T-Dub. Yes, T-Dub. I will be going over to Falcor's channel. He just got out of the military and he used to stream, so I'm going to jump over and go on his channel and talk to him for a little while, and we're going to raid him as well. So that'll be fun, and we'll have a lot of good fun. Somebody said, look at the mustache. I will be shaving this mustache very soon. I loved it. I thought it was great, but I will probably clean shave before I do it. So I just have a retarded mustache. Clean shave mustache. That's probably what I'm going to do. And then I'll finally get rid of it. I'll get rid of it forever. May gonorrhea infest your children's children all the days of our lives. My God. Outlaw 2, Jesus Christ, my man. Are you really going to jump on that? You don't really jump on that? Damn. Really going to jump on it over on the damn Rumble side. Jesus Christ, my friend. Well, no Pink Boys tonight. We didn't have any Pink Boys. But Outlaw 2 just dropped on Rumble. Outlaw 2 just dropped a $234 Rumble rant. Damn, son. That's more than the CEO drops on Rumble streams, bruh. Damn. Thank you, Outlaw 2. I love you. I appreciate you. We got one pink from the rainbow. Outlaw 2 is keeping the damn Naked Snake streak alive. Oh, wow. Look at that. Thank you so much, dude. I don't deserve your love, Outlaw 2. God diggity damn. He just didn't want to let it die. He didn't want to let it die. Outlaw 2, I appreciate you, dude. The streak isn't dying under Outlaw 2's watch. Thank you, Karis. Sad. I missed it all. Baby, I'm here for you. It'll be on replay. It'll be on replay for you. Don't forget, dude. Thank you, Outlaw 2. I love you. I don't deserve you. Karis, I love you. I appreciate you. He got it going. All we missed was a pink boy for the rainbow. Taste the rainbow. Appreciate you. We hit a gold ass night like a monster. 2 oranges from the orange ass night. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, Outlaw 2. I love you. I appreciate you. The streak's been resurrected somehow. The last damn second. Outlaw 2 taking the reins. Taking the reins, son. Technically, it was $2.35, but Karis hit a $10 super chat immediately. So it all worked out, boys. So we got to do Naked Snake for the 189th time in a row, boys. You rest all of it on Outlaw 2's shoulders. The streak is Jesus. The streak is love. The streak is life. I appreciate you guys so much, and Outlaw 2, of course. The top dog by a monumental amount. I appreciate you. I love you. You guys ready for some naked snake? Are you ready for some naked snake, boys? You guys ready? I hope you guys in the chat are ready. Okay. Because we're going hard as hell. Make sure you like the stream. It was insane. Whew. A lot of likes for you, boy. I appreciate you. Don't forget, we'll have a new video coming out. Make sure you share my most recent video. I don't know what the hell happened. The first day was monstrous. And then the second day, it's just died. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why is YouTube like this, man? They just don't give a damn about me. They don't care about nothing. They don't care about nothing. So get on it, doggone it. Love you, Outlaw 2. Appreciate you, dude. Let's do some Naked Snake. It was a good video. Thank you. I have an even spicier video coming out. Probably, what is today? Probably Friday. Probably Friday. Thank you, Ashley, with the locals $20 tip. Says Outlaw 2 is goated. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you so much for your $20 locals. There's just a rainbow all over my face. I appreciate it. I'm looking at it everywhere on the StreamYard and everything. Bourbon Infested, Billy Hatcher, my boys. Hayden, thank you. Oh, by the way, real quick, let me apologize to Wolf Spain for not asking the question to my boy. I apologize, Wolf Spain, for being a bad friend. It's hard to sometimes when you're getting locked in a conversation, you're just fucking locked, right? So let's do Naked Snake. Thank you, Karis. I love you. This is for Outlaw 2, by the way. Thank you so much. You're goated. Your penis is large and in charge. And I'm very thankful for everything you do for me. And speaking of pink boys, Chrysophoboo Mular Olsen with a pink ass boy. Damn, son. Thank you, Christopher. I love you, dude. Appreciate you. It is an official rainbow night right at the end of the damn stream. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Outlaw 2 is goated. Krista Kaboff is goated. Let's do some Naked Snake. Ashley with another $5 locals. I love you. Appreciate you. You guys ready? Where's my band? Oh, there it is. Don't forget to follow the raid, by the way, and make sure you subscribe to Falcor because it's his first day back, boys. You got to give him some love, and I will be in his stream tonight. I'll pop over there with him, and we'll do. I'll be his guest. It'll be fun. So thank you so much, Christopher Koboff. I love you, and thank you, Outlaw 2. A pink and a red are directly in my face. You guys held it strong. You held the umbrella out of my face with the tears, drowning me, and I appreciate you. You guys ready? It's time. Oh my God. Steph's in here. What's up, baby? What's up, baby? It's that time again, boys, for Naked Snake. Let's go. Never say die. Ride it to the end. 11 snakes till 200, by the way. Thank you, guys. Here we go. Let me take my headset off.
What a thrill with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching now.
My hair's ruined. You guys ready? Here we go.
Fear in my heart, but you're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you.
Snake eater in my time. Ashley, there be nobody else. Ready to cry. It's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater.
Someday we'll go to the rain. Someday you feed on a tree frog. It's your trial to survive. For the day
Oh my God, 188 in a row. 9. Give my life, not for honor, but for you. Ashley spamming them. In my time, there be nobody else. Cry. It's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream state. Wow. 11 left. My God. We did it, boys. Thank you guys so much. Ashley and Locals going ham. I appreciate you. You're goated. Thank you guys so much. Outlaw 2, we got one red boy from Outlaw 2, one pink boy from Kasafa Babloff. Thank you. 3 orange boys and a whole lot of gold boys. The gold boys got us. Like, we got to thank the gold boys because they got us the majority of the way there. So I appreciate you guys. The gold boys won. Outlaw 2 put his PP on my face. It was delicious. And Christopher Babloff went hard as hell with the pink boy. I appreciate you guys so much. Getting us there, keeping the streak alive for you, boy. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope I can keep getting really fun, delicious guests that you guys enjoy. It's hard. It's hard. It really is. But, you know, sometimes, like when things are going rough, which they were going rough for me for a while. I wasn't feeling very confident and good about everything. But lately it's been pretty cool. So I appreciate you guys so much. I'm still battling through it, but I knew tonight's show would be a lot of fun. So I appreciate all you guys coming on and being cool. And I appreciate everything everybody does for you, boy. Like people like Outlaw 2 dropping a freaking monster of a Rumble rant that I don't deserve. I don't deserve that shit, man. What's 500 in OKs? Man, I don't know. It makes me, maybe it's Norway or Netherlands. About Tree 50. Toe Goblin. What's up, dude? Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Toe Goblin. A solid state citizen. You think they'll remake Snake Eater for the new Metal Gear Solid 3 remake? Yeah, they will. I'm sure they will. Apparently, from what I understand, David Hayter is doing all the voices, but they're just using the originals. Like, he's not redoing it. From what I understand, you know, they're still using David Hayter, Snake, Iroquois Pliskin, Norwegian Kroner. Thank you. He gave us some Norwegian Kroners. He gave us 500 Norwegian Kroners, actually, which is pretty cool. So I appreciate you, dude. It's $50. Yes, thank you. It was a pink boy. It was the lone pink boy tonight, and it was in Norwegian Kroners. We didn't get the American pink boy. The Norwegian people, the Norwegian viewers had to lift us up. Christopher Kaboff, thank you. Thank God for those Norwegians. Samantha, sorry for missing the show. Been dizzy and off today. Love you. Why, Samantha, why do women get dizzy and experience all kinds of weird shit all the time? Why? I'll be hanging out with a girl and she's like, man, I just have vertigo and I'm dizzy and I just don't feel good. And I'm like, oh, are you sick? She's like, no. I'm like, what? What do you mean? Like, do you have a disease? No, I feel like this sometimes. And I'm like, why? Stop. Stop. I never feel bad unless I'm sick as hell or I'm dehydrated or hungover, you know. Hormones, yes. Apparently it's the hormones. It's always those hormones. Thank you, Leosh, for the game talk. Dude, it was so fun. I'm so glad. I knew the Act Man and me could talk about games, and that was really cool because I'm so glad he loves Oblivion. I can never find people that love Oblivion. They're always like Skyrim, and I'm like, Skyrim sucked, kind of. I mean, I played it, like I enjoyed it, but like Oblivion's like a staple, right? Yo, dog, what's up, Alguon? But yeah, him loving Oblivion, I'm like, yeah, bro, we could be like bros for real. We're bros now. Did we just become best friends? Yep. Oh my gosh, what a great show. Thank you guys. We'll have a lot of really good shows coming. So don't forget, don't miss them's. It'll be a lot of fun. So I believe it was my first Elder Scrolls game. Fantastic. I played Blood Moon. I think it was called Blood Moon. It was an expansion for Morrowind, and I played a lot of that. Maybe it is hydration because I notice a lot of women don't drink. They do not drink water ever. I'll be talking to a girl and she's like, "Yeah, I feel weird," and I'm like, "Okay," and she's like, "I'm dizzy and I just feel gross." And I'm like, "Have you drank anything today?" And they're like, "Well, I had a coffee at 8," and I'm like, "It's 3 p.m." I'm like, "You haven't drank any like water?" And then I give them a liquid IV and it always cures them. I'm like, "Here, take this liquid IV, chug it," and they're like, "Wow, I feel great after 30 minutes." I'm like, "Yeah, you just need to fucking drink water." I have like 2 glasses of water right here. 2. Damn you. Do you think Outlaw 2 doesn't stay hydrated? Yes, he does. Okay. Come on. Yeah. I wanted to try liquid IV. It's great, Matthew. It's great. Liquid IV will change your life. I take one almost every day. But I do if I'm drinking, which is I haven't drank in a while. But if I'm drinking, I'll take a liquid IV right when I start drinking, and I'll drink like all day or all night or whatever. And then I'll take a liquid IV before I go to bed. And then I'll wake up, no hangover. But I forgot to do it recently and had a hangover and it almost killed me. How much is it? Liquid IV? It's like you can get a pack of 5 or 10 for like $10, $15. I like the lemon lime. I don't care what they taste like. They all taste like concentrated salt or some shit. I don't mind how they taste at all. So, you ever had liquid death, Fred? No. I've heard, dude, I have a couple friends that love it. And I'm like, isn't it just like seltzer water or something? I don't know. You have to put the CD into your computer. What's up, Tristan? How you doing, dude? How you doing? You should have Ashton. Who? Ashton by Birdie? No. I hate Ashton. No one likes Ashton. Like, literally 0 people like Ashton. If I even mention Ashton's name in like a group, everybody cringes. They're like, "Oh fuck, ugh, Ashton." This is a joke, by the way, because she takes that stuff real seriously. It's funny to say it, but I can say it to her in real life and then immediately retract it, and she's fine. But if like somebody clipped it and sent it to her, she'd have like a heart attack. What the fuck, bro? You hate me? Everybody hates me. I'm like, no, motherfucker, it's a joke. It's a joke. Jesus, baby. Thank you, Tristan. Love you, dude. Appreciate you for your gold boy. The last gold boy of the night is Tristan. I do need to get the hell off here. I'm just, I like talking to chat, and I haven't done a, love you, Jenna. I love you. I love you, Jenna. That's me smelling you. I love no, sorry. I haven't done a Camelot like only stream in a while, and I'm like, fuck, I miss talking to my boys. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys so much. Ass pics, Jenna. Come on. I'm waiting patiently. It's a joke, kind of. I love talking to the big boys. Thank you, American Legend. Appreciate you, dude. We'll have another one. I'll have another Camelot only stream soon. But I gotta keep my show growing. You know how it is. And I have a lot of cool guests coming in. So we gotta keep doing what we gotta keep doing, you know what I'm saying? So, oh shit. God damn. Thank you, Tristan. Thank you, Outlaw 2, for getting us to that Naked Snakey. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Christopher Gaboff, with your Norwegian Krogans, Tristan. And let me thank the Orange Boys real quick, because if it wasn't for the Orange Boys and the Gold Boys, we definitely wouldn't have been there. Billy Hatcher, because usually it's like 8 Pink Boys to start the stream. So it's like, oh, well, the Pink Boys got us there. The Orange Boys, it was the everyday Billy Hatchers. Vermin Infested. Love you, dude. And my boy Hayden, I appreciate you. And my Gold Boys, of course, Halo Millennium. Not a Gold Boy, but I love you. Billy Hatcher, Vermin Infested, Wicked Grom, Billy Hatcher, Ashley Elizabeth, T-Dub, Christopher McGough, Ryu, Carito, Hayden, again, Master Lions, my boy Richard, and Karos, and Samantha, and Tristan. Damn, boys. My boys. Love you guys. We're going to raid Falcor. I love you. I appreciate you guys. We're going to go raid Falcor. I'll be on his stream here in a minute. So I got to pee and get me like a protein bar, and then I'll be on his stream. So love you guys. Thank you again for all you do. And of course, Ashley. I see you, Ashley, in locals dropped a $10, a $20, a $5, and 4 $1 tips in locals. I appreciate you, Ashley. She's too damn good to me, man. I don't deserve you. I'll see you guys over there. We're going to raid Falcor. Get on it. Doggone it. I'll see you guys over there. Make sure you watch this replay if you didn't catch all of it. It'll be live immediately. And new video Friday. Get on it. Doggone it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let me make sure the raid target is correct. All right. Here we go. We're raiding my boy. I'll see you guys over there. Thank you guys. Love you. Appreciate you. Good night, Arctic Sphinx. Thank you, Stephanie. I love you. Love you. Michaela, I love you. Matthew, love you. Love you. Appreciate you. Justin Ong, love you. Appreciate you guys. Outlaw 2, the goat. I'll see you guys over there.